Vast ahoy and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your chilled out and groovy host, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me enough joy to power Chicago for 2.5 weeks to welcome me back to Corsair's Cove and Mano. With me I have me lovely DM, the mother of bunnies, Karen. Who the absolute heck are you?
I am, as mentioned, the mother of bunnies. I am a performer and a writer, and I spend way too much time on the internet. Occasionally, productively. If you enjoy my sweet-sounding voice, you can hear it in the D&D podcast. There be dragons. There is a link in chat.
Well, yes, thank you very much. And thank you for joining us, Ravensteel. I hope everybody else is having fun in chat as well. Happy Pride Month to you all. And I be Josh the Pirate. You can find my face and voice here on my channel, Corsair's Cove, that I run with my lovely lady wife. Running a lot of games at the moment. We've got so much coming up. There will be tons of Humblewood in the next couple of weeks. We have the penultimate episode of this series. Is it the penultimate? No. Got 3 or 4 more left of this series on Thursday. And then next Monday evening, rather than Mano a Mano, we will be having a Humble 2-shot with the Flocks and Fire crew, resolving the whole Helvig is stuck in Jude's hand business. And then on the 22nd, we will be having a Humble 1-shot on Wednesday evening, so a one-shot Wednesday in the Humblewood world with a brand new cast. Even more exciting. And then perhaps things will occur after that, but I don't want to spoil too much. I'm also going to be on Phoenixy Wacky on Friday night for their 2-year Twitch anniversary, which is really exciting, for some one-shot roulette, which is cool because I've never played it. So they're generating the characters this evening. I get to find out what I'm playing then. Amazing. Really exciting.
Really weird.
Yeah, apparently it's if you're playing level 5 characters, they pick a class. There's a chance that you could have one level in 5 classes. They've never had that yet, but there is a chance that you can do it. They've definitely had a couple of characters who had 4 classes, and I'm like, I play a 3-class character on the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scairn Felspar, who recently took a level in Rogue, which means he's 1 Rogue, 1 Sorcerer, 6 Ranger. He is a skill monkey multiclass, and he's built for that because I'm trying to get the best utility out of a Beastmaster I can. If you like my face and voice, you can check me out in Paparotica at Fringe World, which will be coming back next January. You have to wait a little while for that one though. Otherwise just find me here on my channel, doing my thing. I also need to remind our well-dressed, fashionable, and possibly even replete audience to please follow, and subscribe. You bloody champions. We have all the socials there, and you can check out any episodes you may have missed on our YouTube. It's fully up to date. I'm very good at this, and I fixed the Discord link, so if you want to join us on our Discord, you can. That's the link there, and it should work forever now. I only had to change one small thing. I'm just not very good with computers. Ravensteel, I ran across a new homebrew class called the Medicus. They're like a cleric that uses intelligence stat, but has a bunch of different things. I haven't gotten the chance to play it. Ooh. Oh, cool. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah. Sorry, yes?
Oh, I was going to say, I was just thinking about multi-classing and the fact I've only ever made one multi-class character, which is Catherine Corvimus.
Broken.
And she is terrifying.
And it was a sorcerer rogue cross, and it's not you wouldn't think of, that's not an automatic, that's overpowered, but it is.
I rolled really well for her stats.
Yeah, her stats are very good, but also
very good, but the level of rogue with the sorcerer, it's really... She's dangerous. Yeah.
The thing is, to be effective, you need 3 pretty decent stats for that to work. You need good dex, you need good con, and you need good charisma. But she has those 3, and she's also pretty smart. She's scary. weak as hell, but she's also
no strength whatsoever.
But she's also a bird folk, so she can fly on top of everything else.
Yeah, the choice of race works in her favor as well.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Basically, just all the stars aligned with her. So I'm just like, I'm a little scared now to make another cross.
It was
never be as good.
Yeah, it was almost a natural fit for the original concept, that character as well, because you wanted to make a triple multi-class character, gunslinger, rogue, warlock. Ooh. The thing is, I find if you go like a true multi-class, like 2 levels in each, you dilute the effectiveness. You really want one primary class, and then you level a single level in rogue is the most just OP single multi-class you can take. You only need one level.
Sneaky shit.
You get extra. You get the sneak attack just at level 1, an extra 1d6 once around on a hit. Pretty good. You get Thieves' Cant, you get expertise and an extra proficiency in a rogue skill. Rogue is the single best multi-class. If you're going to prepare to take 2 levels and you've got good charisma, Bard is amazing.
I love Rogue though. Rogue's such a fun class to play.
Yeah. It's good. They're good for RP. Anyway, we should probably get into our story.
Do you want to do a little recap of...
I probably should, shouldn't I? I also need to shout out Syrinscape for our music. Check out their work at Syrinscape.com. We are currently listening to Syrinscape's music. They do amazing work, and it really enhances your games. I cannot endorse them strongly enough. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. And Karen, can you tell us quickly about Ukraine?
I can. So Ukraine, as you may have heard, has this problem with Russia invading it, and it's been pretty bad. And there are currently millions of Ukrainians that have become refugees because of the conflict. And I'm being very inarticulate about this tonight because I looked it up, and last time I checked it was 8 million, and now it's 11 million refugees. So that's a lot of refugees.
That's a big... Yeah.
It's a lot of refugees, but there is a link in chat for the emergency action appeal where you can donate to help those refugees with food, medical supplies, and shelter. They've raised almost $4 million towards that particular cause. So if you have any spare digital pennies rattling around your wallet, you can throw it their way, and they'll be very appreciative.
Thank you kindly. Well, what happened the heck last week? Well, it was a chaotic episode, certainly. Basically, Beryl and Garret took their new captives to not Saltmarsh, ! Not Saltmarsh, to Bottledown, a little halfling town. They were gratefully received, and a lot of people very happy with that result. That we were allowed to keep most of our loot. We were given a reward for returning what we did. Beryl flogged most of their stuff and came out very much ahead. Had a slight argument with a wine merchant, but otherwise everything went quite well. Somebody got a very good deal on some slightly used plate mail. But Beryl's like, I acquired it secondhand for free anyway. Who gives a damn? Let's everybody benefit from this except the dead guy. Then that was pretty much it. She met up with Garret at the end at the inn, I want to say the Wicker Goat.
It was the Wicker Goat. I wish I could take credit for making up that name, but I can't.
Where she is going to be playing a gig this evening, probably playing the song of the dwarf, the halfling, and the angry wild boar. And beyond that, she met the head of the town guard, and then she also hung out significantly longer with the captain of the town guard, which is a different, there's the major in charge, and then there's the captain who she actually knows and likes. I didn't make a note of the name, but I know her when she turns up. She was a pretty groovy person, and Beryl's bought her a drink at the tavern. Garrett's getting on with his job, but we'll probably, it basically is just a whole bunch of writing, which we knew because he's a calligrapher. So he's hanging out with his aunt. He's staying with an aunt while he's staying up here. I don't know. What else is there to say? It was a bit of a shopping episode, really. It was good fun, though.
Yes, you bought Garret a present.
I did. I bought him a ring, didn't I? that he could
You did.
inscribe a rune on, because he's getting on with his runic studies. But he hasn't done that yet. But he was quite he seemed quite, I don't know, flattered, or just sort of like, oh, just buoyed up.
He was very touched.
Yeah, there you go. Touched is the word I was looking for. Yeah.
He thought it was very sweet gesture.
Well, it was. He's correct. Well, mateys, may you charm the local guards wherever you go and sell your dessert wines at a reasonable price as we head tremulously at first and then with mounting heat and passion to Telos.
Very well. The first thing I would like you to do this evening, Josh, is to roll a performance check for your gig the following night at the Wicker Goat.
Well, in which case I need to, yes, find that. Performance check. It is a +10, so hopefully this is quite...
Hopefully it's quite good.
A 16.
16. Alrighty. You pass a pleasant enough day. Seeing to any chores you may wish to do and seeing the sights of the town of Bottledown. And then you return to the Wicker Goat in the evening for your gig. While it is not the best performance you've ever given in your life, you are warmly received. And there is much applause and calls for encores, and you naturally oblige.
I'd oblige, yeah.
You oblige. Yes, you feel pretty positive about the whole experience. The owner of the bar thanks you afterwards and says, "Oh, it was great. It was so good to have some new stuff in."
Well, thank you kindly. If you're interested, I'll probably be around or in town for the next few days.
Oh, I would love to have you back for another night. That'd be great.
Oh, all right then. Well, if I'm around tomorrow, I'll let you know. Should be.
Yeah, I think either tomorrow or kind of the day after. Be great.
Sounds great.
Alrighty. So you are plied with free drinks by the grateful patrons of the Wicker Goat.
I do not decline.
And I imagine you stagger off to bed somewhat inebriated by an evening of frivolity.
Not about stagger, but yes. Beryl's a dwarf. She can hold her booze.
Oh yeah. But,
I'm going to make a con save.
Okay, fair enough. You can make a con check to see how badly you were.
Oh no! No. That is a nat 1.
Oh,
Beryl gets
get
hammered.
There is some local moonshine that just does a number on you. Everyone thinks you're great when drunk, but no one thinks any worse of you for this, but except maybe a few judgy people, but we don't care about them. You are
Bottledown brandy is I get back up on the stage and I play some seriously raunchy tunes.
Roll a performance check with disadvantage for your second outing.
Oh no, another nat 1! It's an 11.
What you lack in precision, given your state of inebriation, you make up for in sheer unbridled enthusiasm, and everyone's so trashed they barely notice.
Yeah, this bar is going off. No one is sober.
This place is popping.
Yeah.
The
is
sun
the captain
is about
of the guard
to rise when you finally seek your bed.
Yeah. So I probably don't emerge until about midday the following day.
Oh yeah, you are roused by a knock on the door, and it's a very gentle knock, but as you come slowly back to wakefulness, just the hammer of a hangover slams into you.
Is it just me, or is that cockroach shuffling too loudly?
This polite little tap sounds like someone pounding a drum next to your head.
No, thank you. I've already got one.
Oh, I'm sorry to disturb you, Miss Ingus Fury, but we've had an urgent message for you.
How urgent?
Well, it's from the council, so...
Oh.
Fairly urgent.
All right. I'm up. Oh.
Well, we've got some food together for you, so you can have something to eat before you go.
All right. Yeah, she comes outside. Then she
If you
remembers
come
to
down
put
to the
clothes
bar-
on, and then comes outside again. And yeah, she goes down to the bar and says, "I'll have a prairie oyster, please."
Oh, there is one already waiting for you.
Good,
The
good, and a
bartender
bucket,
is
and a
100%
bucket.
aware of what happened last night. Got you
They probably
prairie
got
oyster-
involved.
Yeah. And you know, there's like a good greasy like breakfast bun for you to eat.
Right. I was like, yeah. Basically, I'll take a full dwarven,
A full dwarven breakfast,
but in a
between
sandwich.
2 halves of a roll.
Yeah, it's probably in a French loaf. You can't fit a full dwarven in a single roll. It's the 6 eggs that does it.
Each one from a different type of bird.
Oh yeah, you know, it's the ostrich egg that really fills the thing up. And then the pancakes, sort of wrapped around it. And the mashed
This is
banana
just
on the
making
top.
The Scottish breakfast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
I miss that so much.
Yeah, fun fact.
25 quid well spent every day.
Yeah, fun fact. You get haggis in a Scottish breakfast.
Yeah,
You
full
get
Scottish
tatties.
is haggis and tatty
You get
scones.
haggis and tatty cakes.
God, I miss tatty scones.
Sorry, tatty scones, I do
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah. They're basically like potato pancakes. Amazing.
Almost a hash brown, but not quite.
Not quite. They're not fried. They're like boiled almost. They're, yeah.
I don't know, they're
Toasted?
weird. They're
Yeah.
nice, though. They're yummy.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I would like you to roll another con check to see how much better you feel after this quick repast.
Sure. Okay. This fixes me right up. Let's set an 18.
18. You feel almost normal. Like, that has really hit the spot for you.
All right. Right. Who wanted to talk to me and why?
And
I imagine this guardsman has been waiting there this whole time to sort of, when you're ready, Miss Ingrid's Fury, I'll,
The bartender shows you the note that was delivered for you, and it basically is a quick note. Basically, the council requests the company of Beryl Inger's Fury at her earliest convenience at the council halls.
Well,
And the bartender would
earliest
basically-
convenience is like 3 days' time, but all right. I feel like they mean at their earliest convenience and whenever I can physically make it there. That's my normal experience of councils.
The bartender would be like, "You do remember how to get back there?"
Oh, right. Yeah, no,
Like,
I remember
Do you need
that.
someone to show you how to
No,
get back?
no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure I'll find
Cross
my
the
way.
bridge and it's on the left.
Thank you.
Cool. And you
Also,
head out.
just as a future, like, just for me, regardless of how aggressive I get about it, no more of that. And I point at the I imagine the bottle is like a green glass, but the
Bottledown
fluid
blackout.
itself is clear. And I said that's if I had known that that's what it was called, I wouldn't have had 6 shots of it.
Sorry,
no
miss.
more of that. No one else is allowed to buy me it. It was very kind of them. I appreciate it. No more. Just don't let me. I know. I get it's
No, miss.
occasional.
I imagine it was done in a sort of a welcoming gesture as well.
Oh, I know it was. I felt welcome last night. I did feel welcome. So welcome. All right. Thank you kindly. I'll see you later. I go and see what the council wants.
All right. You emerge into the too bright afternoon sunlight.
Oh, why? It's right above. Oh no. You come back in. It's like, I appear to have developed sunlight sensitivity. You have a hat.
But you are mostly restored by your breakfast, and you adjust to the bright light of day as you head down to the river, crossing the bridge, and approaching the council hall that you visited the day before yesterday. Waiting outside is oh, where's my little notepad gone with my notes of the names I'd made up? Well, that's inconvenient. I believe it was Captain Gillard.
Yes.
I wrote the names down, and now I can't see the notepad that I had.
Dilla
written
sounds
on.
right.
I think it was Gilla. So Captain Gilla is waiting outside, and with her is Garret.
Oh.
And they both wave. It's like, morning, Beryl.
No,
How
it's
you
not.
holding up?
It is early afternoon and fine. Thank you for asking.
Captain Gilla looks a little amused because she probably would have been there for at least part of the evening.
Yeah.
So if it makes you feel any better, there are
It does
tales
not.
of your excellent performance around town this morning.
Well, good.
But we shouldn't keep the council watch any longer.
No,
and
we
she
shouldn't.
You to enter the hall. And this time you are escorted past the waiting area that you were seated in before and into a small meeting room. And in it sits two people waiting for you. One of them is Ada Overland, who you met the day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And with her is a gentleman, a well-spoken, dapper older gentleman with a neatly trimmed beard and a fancy wardrobe.
Why does he have his wardrobe with him? It's odd.
He's just quite fancy.
No, right.
His appearance speaks of wealth. This is a man with money, and more so than Ada, he dresses to show it off.
Is he a halfling?
He is also a halfling. Yes, they are both halflings.
Very well.
Ada Orland stands, welcomes you, and introduces Gellin Primewater, who is the other head member of the council.
Right.
They invite you both to sit and offer you a cup of tea or beverage of your choice.
I kindly decline the tea. Orange juice? Do you have orange juice?
Yeah, the drinks are brought for you, and after a slight pause in which Ada and Gellin exchange a look, then Ada speaks. Thank you for coming down and meeting with us so urgently. There have been some developments since our conversation day before yesterday.
Oh, not a problem. Apologies for keeping you so long. Thank you for the follow, Ex Nira, as well. Good on you.
Welcome.
That is the 280th follower. Thank you very much.
Ada continues, says, essentially, our informants have discovered that the other half of the smugglers are on a ship that is heading towards the meeting place that you uncovered.
Oh.
And we essentially would like you to assist in intercepting them.
Oh, right.
To capture the rest of the smugglers and basically put an end to this unfortunate
Oh, my.
smuggling business that we've been dealing with.
I understand. And I suppose
while
you would like Garret to be involved in this as well?
Well, if you're both willing, it's mainly because you've had prior experience with these smugglers. You presumably would have some information about, how they operate and.
Well,
And obviously, we would be willing to pay you for your services.
That's
Gellin clears his throat and adds, additionally, we would be sending a couple of our guards here with you to assist.
Right. That would probably be a good
idea. We wouldn't be asking you to go alone.
Because we're fresh out of bats.
He looks confused.
The bats, we had a bag of bats that were very helpful the last time, but we freed them at the end of it because, well, most of them were dead and those that weren't were very full.
Right.
Adventuring is a strange business.
I feel I should add that obviously we value the reputation of Bottledown very highly. Obviously smuggling was once incredibly common here and we've worked very hard to eliminate smuggling.
I appreciate that. As a former watch officer, I appreciate that, and I am irritatingly honor-bound to sort of deal with crimes when I find them. Which is really why I did the investigating I did, and I should probably look to that about my own self. But, look, Garret, how do you feel about this?
Oh. Well, if I'm going with you, Beryl, I think we can handle a few more smugglers.
Oh, and that's absolutely how is your guild all right with lending you out for a couple of days?
Oh, I suppose so.
I mean,
Uh,
Garrett here is working, and he came up here to do a job. He started doing it, but I imagine there's a sort of time restriction on this particular
well,
gig.
Ada says, so to clarify, our information is that the boat will be getting close tomorrow night. So basically, we have the remainder of today and tomorrow to
Get up there
to
and set
prepare
up.
and yes,
Well, we did
outfit
uncover
you.
some of the method by which they might be communicating with the boat, um, but
Oh
we
yes,
didn't bring it with us.
uh, with
Signal
some sort of
lantern.
lantern device, was it not? We should be able to give you at least a similar device.
Oh well,
If
we
you.
left it up there, so we can just use that one. We didn't
Oh
bring it
right.
with us.
Yes.
And if they're going where if they're going where we dealt with them, then we'll be going back there. It'd probably be the best if we can sort of. My inclination would be to try and split them up, get some of them off the boat, because you won't ever like if the boat's in the water and actively moving, they won't unload everybody. There'll always be
Yes.
some people on it, so you'd sort of take them in two bunches.
My only concern is that obviously we have sent people to go through the hideout, and it may become quickly apparent to them upon disembarking the boat that other people have been there.
Oh,
So
it would be for me. With my intention, it would be almost immediately apparent to them when they start getting riddled with crossbow bolts.
oh right, so you would
Basically, they sail on in.
would
We
ambush the
ambush
landing
them
party.
then there. Yeah.
Right.
Then we get on the boat and go right back out again, pretending to be them.
Oh, I see. That's quite clever, Gallant. And he's
So
like,
if they
oh,
even if they hear like fighting, which they might, water sound travels over water quite well. We can pretend to be the landing party, saying, "Quick, get the boat ready. We're coming back." Obviously, it probably won't be me. I might be looking for a male voice. But yeah, someone to convince them that we're coming back, and they let us up. It'll be dark, so that'll help. And yeah, then we take the boat. It would be very handy, it occurs to me, if the two you send with us were good at handling ships. Because
I believe the two that Captain Gilla has recommended do both have some experience with sailing.
Garrett can just about manage rowing a boat, but I know almost nothing about this. We rolled for it.
And I was like, is this? I'm to assume that you are prepared to undertake this mission.
Look, as long as I have time to recover, yeah.
Well, and this is Ada. Sorry if my voice is not clear enough. She's like, well, you would be departing tomorrow morning to make sure you could sail up to the hideout and be in position for the boat's arrival.
That works
Obviously,
for me.
We want to make sure you're there first.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I almost think the other thing we might want to do, would it be possible between now and then to rig a length of chain that's capable of spanning the river? In case they try and get away. They might turn the ship around and sail it right back out again. If we can shore up the river, even just for a short amount of time, stop them getting away if things go south. Rivers, if we get a narrow point, the river wouldn't be more than 100 feet wide.
I'm not sure if we have a suitable
That much chain. Fair.
I would have to inquire. Unfortunately, I don't think we can guarantee that we'd be able to do that in time.
That's true. Fair
so I wouldn't
enough.
want you to rely on that.
No. It's just more of a sort of a backup. And you don't have any sort of major ships of your own down here that might be suitable for hunting and tracking. Again, this is sort of a backup if we mess it up. I'm not intending to fail. I'm more like planning for it if it.
No, absolutely. I suppose what I should say is that most of the boats here are not owned by the council or by
Oh no,
Bottledown.
of course not.
They're private vessels.
Did the guard have one?
Yes, but it's not really we're not outfitted.
It's more like a customs and inspections ladder, that sort of thing.
Gellin clears his throat and says, if absolutely necessary, I'm sure there are some folk here who could be convinced to lend a vessel to help defend. It's just not what we're equipped for.
Oh, fair enough.
Hence why we are soliciting you to assist.
That's fair enough. Out of my curiosity, what happens to the boat when we take it?
Well, obviously we'd prefer if you could bring the boat to town so we can retrieve any further stolen goods on board. But if you see no other way to bring an end to
I wasn't planning to destroy it. I meant, whose is it?
Oh.
I would be happy for a nominal fee to donate it to the guard.
Well, I imagine it would be requisitioned by the council, and then we would decide whether to sell it or use it for...
Hey, look, if you're paying me to do the job, then it's, as far as I see it, it's part of your job, so yours to do with what you like.
Very well. Thank you.
I have no need of a boat.
That was going to be my next question. No, don't strike me as seafaring.
I'm not a nordically inclined person. I don't mind the ocean, but it's not really my... I'm a dwarf. I like my ships made of metal. And ideally submersible. I have decided that dwarf ships are submersibles in this world. There you are.
Okay. Cool.
Some world building. I created this world. I'm allowed to do what I like.
Are you implying that in a fantasy world, my brother-in-law would be a dwarf then?
Yes. Oh, definitely. Your brother-in-law, like, you don't get normal-sized people on subs. Mick's almost too tall to be a submariner as it is.
He did get hit in the head.
Yeah. Kind of funny.
Yeah. Yes, my brother-in-law's in the Navy, and we found out when he got back from his most recent sojourn that someone dropped a 10-kilo bag on his head inside the submarine. He's fine, but...
He got a major concussion, though.
Yeah, he got a serious concussion out of it.
Like, one of his eyes wasn't working. Well, it wasn't... It wasn't adjusting for the levels of light. Anyway, yeah, so, cool, alright. She says, well, who else did you have in mind? Is Captain Jilla going to be helping me out?
Captain Jilla kind of steps forward and says, like, I have selected 2 of our most suitable guards, watchmen, to accompany you. Hang on a second. I just need to find where I put... This is on my computer, so this I shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
It's like... Yasin Tabra and Trinity Silvershops. They both have experience in sailing.
Yasin?
Both excellent and reliable members of our
Trinity.
Yasin, Yasen, and Trinity, Trenety.
Trinity, not Trinity, Trinity. Cool. All right. Well, sounds great.
If you would like to meet them, I'm happy to escort you back up to, obviously, the barracks are not far from the Wicker Goat, if you wanted to meet them. And we will assemble here to sail out tomorrow morning.
Right. Well, I'll meet everybody at the boat, because if we're going to get up there, we might as well take our little jolly boat. That'll probably be how everyone's coming and going from the shore, from the boat anyway.
Given that it belongs to the smugglers, it will probably also attract the least attention.
It also occurs to me that I know nothing of boats. Would this ship carry a method of getting to and from the shore, or would it be said jolly boat?
We will have to wait and see. I imagine the ship has another...
Should do, right?
boat on board, because
I
otherwise,
mean, if
surely
it's
they would have
going
taken
somewhere
that
else,
one
yeah,
with
yeah.
them. So I imagine they have a
Got a
rowboat of
spare.
some description to come to shore in.
Good.
That would
All
be
right.
my-
Well, yeah, I think this sounds doable. It sounds like we've got ourselves a good plan. If any ideas further to this come up, that'd be great. But I think it sounds like a workable plan. So yeah, we'll get to that. Did your investigations, your questioning of our captives reveal anything about numbers?
So far, we believe that there will be possibly as many as 10 on board the ship.
Right. We dealt with Garrett and I dealt with 8 on our own.
Yes, and you will have obviously the 2
and we'll have more help.
guards to accompany me. So there will be 4 of
and
you.
if we can do it in if we can do it in 2 lots.
Yes, if your plan is successful, you shouldn't be fighting all 10 of them at once.
No.
This is assuming that they have not hired new crew members or lost any.
Look, I understand there's a limit on what you can know. And is there any sort of particular desire to take a few alive?
Look, captives are acceptable.
I have a couple of spells that can achieve that.
Yes, if you are able to capture them, excellent. If not, we will...
It'll definitely be the opening salvo of whatever ambush would do. Max levels sleep down in that and see how many I can knock out before we even begin.
Garrett's nights worked pretty well in the past.
Did. A combination of putting them to sleep and setting bats on him. I wonder if that bat's still there. Maybe we could nab it again.
Should be good and hungry by the time we get back.
Well, you hope so, wouldn't you? Anyway, we'll leave you guys to it. You're probably busy. Garrett, how much more riding do you have to do?
Oh, well, I can go back for a few more hours today. I won't be done by the time we leave tomorrow, but I'm sure they'll understand that I need to go deal with this.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you'll probably be making more doing this than that.
Oh, I don't want to, break my word as well.
Well, that's true. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm sure they
I like
won't
the
mind.
adventure, but, scribing's generally a little less dangerous than adventuring.
You'd be worried if scribing was more dangerous than adventuring, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right.
Ada looks amused at this banter, and Gellin looks a little impatient.
Well, Galen, Ada, thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Galen. I must say, I love the outfit. Pleasure meeting you, and I hope to see you upon our return.
Yes, we will look forward to hearing how this is unfolded. And he's like, thank you so much for agreeing to help. It pleases us a great deal. Captain Gilla will show you out.
Yeah. Take us on. I'm keen to meet Yessen and Trinity.
You follow Captain Gilla out of the building.
I do.
And she will head straight off, striding towards the barracks. You can follow her, you can initiate conversation, it is up to you.
Gilla, what do you think of this? Does this sound like a good idea to you?
She pauses and then sighs. Given what you have already accomplished, I think there's an excellent chance you'll be successful in bringing the remaining smugglers to heel. I will confess I wanted to send more soldiers with you.
Why didn't they then? Because, we could go up there with 20. Wouldn't be a problem then.
They were unwilling to risk an excessive number of our citizens' lives.
The weird thing is, though, you send up 20, you probably won't lose any. You send up 2, you might.
Well,
spread
she
the damage
looks around
out
to see who's in earshot and says, Don't tell anyone I told you this. But I feel that there's some on the council that might have an interest in a certain level of smuggling continuing to happen. And I think they may have used the argument that they didn't want to risk too many guards as sort of an alternative excuse for, well, if the smugglers get out, that's okay with me.
Right.
But that's just me speculating.
You have no proof of that.
I have no proof of that whatsoever. I wanted to go with you myself. I have not been permitted to. But I have picked the 2 best people I could possibly send you.
I'm sure you did. Why didn't they not let you? Did they give you a reason, or you're just too important? You're too valuable here.
I'm too important to lose.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not. I'm worthless.
Well, I wouldn't put it like that, but you're not.
I'm not a local.
Yeah, you're not fine. A local. Like you'll leave anyway, so.
I'm an adventurer. This is my job. I did not. It's weird that you fall into it, isn't it? Like, it feels like the sort of thing you choose.
She chuckles as I suppose sometimes in the adventures choose you.
I think I read that somewhere. Yeah.
Do you ask her anything else?
I don't know. What did you think of my idea about damming up the whole... Alright, hang on. Gallon Prime Water. What's his deal?
In what sense, I suppose?
Do you think... Is he one of your on your watch list? He's clearly rich. Is he a merchant?
I think it would be fair to say that he's probably the wealthiest man in town.
Fine.
That sort of money buys influence.
It does.
Excellent friends.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also a bit of, he likes to, drink and eat fine dinners and, go to the theatre and...
Valid, so do I.
I suppose he's
Is the theatre scene here good?
It's all right, for the size of the town. It's quite
No,
good.
I was curious. I didn't realize there might be a theatre here. I might go and check it out.
Well, Councilman Primewater does,
bring things in.
Help pay for such events.
It would do.
He seems to like beautiful things, so...
Well, that's fair. I can relate to that. I got some earrings coming I'm really excited for.
But, he also makes a lot of money from doing it, so I imagine it's not entirely selfless.
My understanding is that the more money you have, the easier it is to make more money.
Yes. Yes.
But, if he does that, if he does that, then, he probably doesn't need to do the underhanded stuff.
No, but I couldn't tell you how he made his first.
All right, the first $1 million is the hardest.
I couldn't tell you how he started becoming wealthy. I can only tell you what he does now.
And you can't really look into him without any reasoning.
It would be considered improper.
Poor form, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, and it would be rude to ask one of our captive friends if they have any friends in town. Might be an interesting place to find. I'll look to see if I can...
She doesn't tell you not to do that.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. They've got skilled interrogators. There's a halfling who really likes being a prison guard down there. I'm assuming he's very good at getting information out of people.
Oh, I would not want to be questioned.
No.
Where is his name?
Want to say Samus?
Craddock Stone.
Craddock, yeah.
Yes, I wouldn't want to be questioned by Craddock about anything I didn't particularly want to tell him about.
May I have a word with our friend Sag Ballot?
Oh, the wizard.
Yeah. How's that going? Has he tried to get out?
Yes. And
how was Craddock about that?
He has an incredibly pompous way of talking, and
Yeah, he
he's good at
does.
saying a lot of words without actually
Meaning
telling you
anything.
anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how helpful he would be. He seems very determined to be unhelpful.
Well, can I go down and have a chat?
We can ask.
I have a way with people, and when I say a way, I mean I cast a spell on them, literally.
All right.
I don't know why I'm going looking for more trouble. I got plenty. Who answered your questions? How did you find out about this? Who told you?
Oh, they all told us little bits and pieces, and we kind of threaded it together, I suppose.
Right, okay.
Sandballot's been the least helpful, though.
That's fine. Yeah. Unexpected. Sorry, totally expected. What am I talking about?
I suppose you could say we've gotten a decent amount of information about the day-to-day operations, but not a lot about any greater sort of...
My curiosity is where they got the hobgoblins.
Well, yes. As far as we know, there aren't any hobgoblins on the boat.
Great. Good to know. Garret will be glad about that, won't you, Garret?
Exceptionally, yes.
He took on both of them.
Very impressive. Alrighty. Let us say you arrive at the barracks. And Captain Gilla briskly introduces you to a stout halfling man and a human woman who will be your companions for the journey tomorrow.
Yasin being the halfling?
Yes, the man is called Yasin Tabra. He is armed with a crossbow and a scimitar, and he seems quite taciturn but not unfriendly.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of grunts and nods. And
I'd shake his hand. I'd shake his hand, like, firmly. I'd match the strength of his grip.
Oh, yeah. He gives you a good firm handshake and a nod, you know. The woman is, looks to be in her late 30s. She's quite tall. And she's armed with a longbow and a short sword.
Ooh. Trinity, nice to meet you.
And you, Miss Beryl. I bought some
Please,
of your
just
show
Beryl.
last night.
Before or after the 6 shots of Bottledown blackout?
Bit of both.
Well, I'm feeling a little more myself now. If you fancy another evening of probably not quite so much drunken behavior, I wouldn't mind getting to know you guys.
We do have to leave early tomorrow, so...
But maybe a drink or two, possibly not at the Wicker Goat. I don't want anybody trying again. I have given the bartender strict instructions not to allow me to imbibe any more of that.
Yeah.
Repulsive stuff.
The guards like to, you know, see how many shots they can get people to do before they're completely trashed.
I heard them shouting groggy at the goat. One assumes that's a local game you guys like to play on newcomers?
Yasin gives a deep chuckle, but does not elaborate.
Thank you for confirming my suspicions, Yasin. Well, guys, I've got to go down and have a quick word with some of the captives I took a little while ago. But perhaps we could meet for supper. Your call, I'm buying.
Well, we can come to the Wicker Goat this evening, once duties are completed for the day.
And discuss our tactics, perhaps our approach. Get to know each other a little bit as well. Garret and I are a well-functioning team, got each other's back, and I'm sure you guys, you look very competent. You come highly recommended.
Yes, I'm glad to hear it.
Captain Gilla says very good things about you. And you both know boats. This is
Yes.
probably for the best.
Yes, we both know boats. That was one of the first questions when they were looking for people to go.
I imagine it's useful around these parts. Well, I'm just going to nip down and have a quick word with Sandballot.
Alrighty. Captain Gilla escorts you to the prison section and reintroduces you to Craddock, who does not look pleased by your request to see the prisoners. He kind of crosses his arms and he's and kind of grunts, and he's like, "We're at a delicate stage, and I don't want to risk that being interrupted."
Oh, I see. My intention was to cast Charm Person on them and just make them tell me whatever you want to know.
Right.
It's quite effective. It's worked on them before. That's how I got them in the boat on the first place.
I see.
But I don't want to step on any toes. I just thought I might be able to get some information that might be useful faster. But Craddock, I don't like... If you rather I wait, that's absolutely fine.
Roll an insight check.
Ooh, 8. Not rolling well tonight. That's a nat 2.
You're getting a real standoffish vibe from him.
Seriously considering casting Charm Person on him. Yeah, but then he'll know. I don't.
Check for your little speech you just gave instead.
17.
Wow. Okay, that
charisma is my high.
That charged right through. He kind of looks at Captain Gilla and she kind of gives a it can't hurt.
I wouldn't ask if I wasn't actually going to be putting my life on the line tomorrow to find out. Like, I'm wanting to get some good information on this, and this could actually depend on whether or not I live or die. Oh, Garrett's coming as well, Ravensteel. I would say possibly... my thinking is either Sandballot, because he's the leader, or the girl, because she helped, and she was actually useful, and I think her name was Sally. Sandra, Susan, something along those lines. I didn't write it down either. I made it up. Would Garrett have been on this trip as well, or is he somewhere? Yeah, Garrett's coming with Ravensteel. So, but she's a junior in the relationship. She's not as important. So, but we do have a backstory. We do have like a prior relationship.
Ooh, excuse me.
Which would you favor I ask, Craddock? Like, if you're working on Sandballot, maybe I should talk to Sandra, so I don't stuff up anything you're doing.
Look, if you think you can charm him, you can have a go.
Have you guys got any questions you specifically want answered? Because if I cast this spell successfully, he literally cannot not do what I want.
Well, we are curious if there is a, beyond financial kind of, there's like a bigger picture.
A reason that this is all going on.
If they're affiliated with anyone.
Right. Okay. I'll make sure
whether, the smuggling ring ends with the people on this boat or whether there's more of them.
There's got to be someone else at the other end. Smuggling is a two-way street. All right, I'll ask. So I go and talk to Sandballot.
Yep.
And I have, 9 spell slots, so I can cast Charm Person a whole bunch. I'll just do it until it works.
Craddock will escort you to a room with a table and 2 chairs. Kind of gruffly tells you to sit, and then after a few minutes, he and another prison guard return with Sandballot between them, and they chain his hands to the other chair.
And while they're doing that, because it'll be mildly distracting for Sandballot, I will cast Charm Person on him.
Alrighty.
It is a save against my spell save DC, which is 15.
A wisdom saving throw?
It would be, yes, I imagine. One person. Yeah, wisdom save.
Okay. Would someone in chat like to roll a cheeky wisdom check for Sand Ballot?
Exclamation mark roll space 20 or exclamation... No, we don't have wisdom save, so it'd have to be exclamation mark roll space 20.
We're looking to beat a 15 for him to remain uncharmed.
I'll just do it again. He's tied up. A 6 from Bishop Blood. Excellent. Thank you very much, Bishop Blood. It's what we want.
He looks at you and smiles.
Hi, Sam Ballot. How are you?
Sand Ballot is excellent. Thank you.
Oh, good to hear it. And I look at Craddock and I say, thank you, Craddock. It's working just fine.
Craddock has the grace to look slightly impressed.
And I say, right, well, Sand Ballot, we just had a couple of questions. If you wouldn't mind telling us that a bit, we'd be awful grateful. Because we're just very impressed with you, and we think you're doing a marvelous job of running your smuggling operation. We were just wondering who else might be involved in it. Obviously, junior to yourself.
Well, Sand Ballot is obviously a very important principal person in this enterprise.
You have any partners, however, people who may view themselves as similarly important but aren't?
I suppose that the captain could be considered at least reasonable.
And who's this captain?
Colleague.
What's his name?
Captain Sigurd.
Captain Sigurd. Oh, I see. And is he sounds a waste of space and useless, but do you find him to be a vaguely competent person?
He is an acceptably competent... Let's speak today. It's the talking in third person does your head in.
Yeah, it's real messy.
I was really hoping you wouldn't end up talking to him.
Would he have advantage because he knows you did it before? I will just keep doing it, Ravensteel.
It's like, here's an acceptable comrade for Sand Ballot's enterprises, you could say.
Is he a wizard as well?
Oh, no.
So a more uncouth sort of fighter type?
Yes. Sand Ballot finds them all quite sweaty and thumping.
And his crew, how many would there be in his crew?
Last I checked, there were... Sorry, the last Sand Ballot cared to count the ants crawling about the ship. There were... He looks like he's struggling to remember.
Right, okay.
I believe there were 9.
9? Thank you. And humans, dwarves, halflings?
No. Humans for the most part.
Any non-humans?
Oh, I believe there was 1 or 2 halflings among the crew.
I see. Thank you. It's very kind of you to tell me. Do you have any contacts locally? Any people that you may be communicating with in the town?
Sand Ballot has not recently had any contacts in town.
But you are not... Are you responsible for selling on the gear, or are you just responsible for looking after it?
Sand Ballot is responsible for maintaining the house and the caves.
I see. So, Sand Ballot, are you the tip of this particular pyramid, or is there somebody you work for?
Sand Ballot works for himself, technically.
So an independent contractor. Who does Sigurd work for?
You would have to ask Sigurd.
I see. Can I Given that he has to answer my questions if he knows the answers, it's a fair assumption that he doesn't know the answers, and he is just being himself.
Yes.
Right.
It would be reasonable to assume that Sam Ballard kind of takes care of his own business and lets certain other areas of the Enterprise do their thing.
Thank you, Bishop Blood. Good idea. And where did you get the hobgoblins?
No. Sam Ballard does not recall.
Did Sigurd bring them, or...
I believe one of the men you killed was responsible for finding them.
Right. I see. Well, that's interesting. Now, what was it that Craddock said that they were trying to get to the bottom of? I'm trying to remember if I haven't already asked that.
Oh, basically, if there was anyone in town that he knew was helping them.
Where do you pass the goods on to after you get them into your possession?
Oh, Sam Ballard does not do such trivial chores himself.
Right, but you must know where they're going. You're the person who's in charge.
No, some come to Bottledown.
Some come to Bottledown.
Some
do you have
go further upstream.
I see. And do you have a name of a person that you deal with in Bottledown?
No.
Or a location?
I believe they meet with a man by the piers called Smith, which I suspect is not his real name. Sam Ballard suspects is not his real name.
I don't know any Smiths. It's interesting, isn't it? All right. Well, thank you, Sam Ballard. That was very helpful of you. I hope they're keeping you well here, and thank you for talking to me.
Sam Ballard is not being kept in the manner to which he is accustomed.
Well, Sam Ballard, I'm afraid I can't really do anything about that. But you have a lovely afternoon now. You hear? And be right nice to Craddock if he has any questions for you as well. And I say, Craddock, he's probably good for another 50 minutes or so. I'll leave you to it. Thank you so much for your help. I hope that was some interest to you at all.
Sam Ballard gives you a kind of poncy nod.
Does Craddock look in any way grateful?
Craddock cracks his knuckles.
There probably won't be any need for it for 50 minutes, but if you hurt him, it might stop working.
Noted.
Have a nice afternoon, y'all, and I head out.
All right. You basically
well, he knew a whole lot of nothing, Garrett. That was...
well... Maybe they try not to let everyone know everything, you know?
No, it's sensible that they don't tell everybody everything, but what we did find is that they do have a contact in Bottledown. We don't know necessarily who they are, but there is a man who goes by the name of Smith who catches their stuff, which means they do deliver stuff to Bottledown. We suspected, but we couldn't prove it. Now we can.
Yeah. Well, do you mind if I head off back?
No, you go for it, Garrett. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep you now.
No, that's all right. I'll come to the tavern around dinner time.
Yeah, I'll shout you dinner.
And he kind of jogs off. And you are left to your own devices for the afternoon.
I probably would go back and sleep.
If you want to go have a nap until dinner time,
I might have a sneaky hair of the dog pint and then go for a nap. Maybe, like, if there's a municipal park, I'd find a tree and have a snooze under it.
You can most certainly find a park to have a snooze under. Where's my map gone?
That one on the
Look, I would argue that the wicker goat would have a pleasant enough garden area.
Like a beer garden. Yeah, absolutely.
Like there, if you look at the map, there is a little tree next to the wicker goat.
That'll do. I'll lie under that tree in the afternoon sun with a pint. Zenith's respite. Yep, exactly.
Could someone in chat roll me a d20, please, to see how good a nap Beryl has?
Ooh. Ravensteel, you want to throw up an exclamation mark roll space 20? Anybody else? Bishop Blood, welcome to. Roll for nap.
Enjoying this. I'm just like, I was about to say you just have a nap, and I was like, no, let's see how good a nap you have. Because you know how sometimes you have a nap and you wake up feeling worse? We're going to see if that happens.
That's the trick. You can't nap for too long. I find if I nap for more than an hour, it's too long. Then you just sleep.
Yeah. A 17
is good nap.
You have a good nap. You have a really solid nap.
I would say I wake up feeling good again.
You wake up feeling better about it.
I'm ready to get crunk. All right. Thank you, Bishop Blood. Cool.
You have an excellent nap, and at dinner time you can head into the tavern, and eventually you will be joined by Garret.
Yeah. I would
Captain Jalar, Yasin, and Trinity.
I would pull out because we did. We found some notes on the communication systems, and we did take them with us. So I would have a quick study of that and see if I can make sure I understand it. That would be the way I spend the rest of my afternoon. Basically, it's like simple Morse code, really, for communicating with the lantern.
I'm trying to find.
I remember it from when I DM'd.
Yes.
Gosh, there's a lot of people streaming tonight. I know 6 other people who are streaming currently. GTG Vicky, Nomadic, Phoenixy Wacky is doing character building. Guess Who Australia is playing Rocket League. DM, Dreaded GM, and Eldritch Scribe are playing D&D. Gosh. Good night. Monday's a good night for Twitch. I watched somebody do ASMR with 8,500 people this morning.
Wow.
It was weird.
It still blows my mind.
Yeah.
I'm
in a negligee as well. Important to note. Like, you don't get a guy doing ASMR with 8,500 people, but this person, she was gorgeous. She was a stunningly attractive lady. She'd been streaming for 10 hours and had 380 odd subscribers, and I was just like, whoa. Look, if you can do it, I love ASMR, some of it. Helps me sleep. Yeah, alright. Hey, Spina. Good to see you.
Welcome to the party. No, it's, I think it's...
I didn't mind it. I was like...
whispering voice they do.
That's literally what she did, yeah. Oh, and hi, yeah.
There's certainly some sounds that I like listening to. Distant Rain, I find very...
She had a towel draped over one of her microphones, and when she stroked the towel, I was like, that's an interesting sound. But it really set her dog off. The dog was absolutely spastic.
What was the song you were playing that the dog didn't like?
Not The Chain, the other one. It's a Fleetwood Mac song. What was I playing? Yeah, there was just a note in it that the dog
noise,
did
and the
not
dog
like.
Hated it.
It just went off every single time it happened. It was... Dreams. No, it's Wham Bam Shangalang. It was Silver. Yeah. You got a wham, ching, and there's it's like a violin strum. And yeah, that wham, ching, bam, ching, and that she was just like, motherfucker, I will take you all. She just lost her shit, like barking crazy. Yeah. And I was like, I am trying to do the dishes. Anyway, we have dinner at the Wicker Goat.
You do. You get to know your companions. Both of them have been with the Watch a few years. Both of them
I'm particularly interested in the human, where she's from. Like, the halfling's probably a local, but the human may not be.
Yes. Yasin is a Bottledown local. Born and bred. He's old enough to remember its rougher early years. And has enjoyed its slow, shift into the respectable trading hub it is now. Well, mostly respectable.
Trinity, how did you find yourself here? Let's RP this shit.
Trinity's like, oh, well, I was a sailor on a trading boat, and I got sick, so I was left here to recover, and kind of fell in love with the place, so decided to stay.
It is rather lovely, and the people are extremely welcoming, and they buy an awful lot of drinks. And I glare at some of the ones from last night.
Yeah, I may have my own personal experience with Bottledown Blackout as well.
I bet
Rite of passage, so to speak.
That is the point, I think. I hope I passed.
I think so, from what I've heard.
Well, I should probably tell the barkeep I may not be available for a gig tomorrow night.
Oh, yes, you will be away for hopefully only a night, if this all goes smoothly.
Well, actually, it occurs to me that I should tell him that I am available for a gig, or I should get about that I'm not, we don't want anyone to know. Because we have determined that they do, in fact, have contacts in town. Mind you, how would they know? They're on a boat.
Yeah, they are on a boat, so any message that could be got to them isn't going to be got to them.
Then I wouldn't want to inconvenience the bartender. I'll let him know.
I mean, you can always tell him to keep it quiet, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll tell him. One night only, special performance. That's what it was. In before Josh tries to chat up the bar staff. Oh, look. They're not really here. I'm not... Cool. So, Trinity and Yasin... And, I basically relay them the plan that I've come up with and see if they have any improvements on it. Any skills they particularly could bring to bear.
Yasin asks to kind of see the instructions regarding the lantern signaling.
Oh, sure. I'm no specialist in this, and I hand them over.
He's like, oh, it's fairly rudimentary. Should be able to nut it out.
We figured out where the signals come from, so it's an upstairs room. You've got to be a bit careful on the floor. The floor's rotten as all hell, but Garret managed it, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, I've done a similar thing on one of the boats I worked on.
Right.
Usually if it was a stormy night, you know.
Yeah, sensible. And
should be
then
clear tomorrow, though.
I figure there's a cavern that they can bring the boats up in on the riverbank, or in the riverbank, underneath the house, and I figure we sort of hide ourselves in there, possibly behind we move some barrels and crates in, and hide ourselves in there, so when they come in, we basically jump them. My plan would be to cast a spell called Sleep, as powerfully as I can, and knock out a couple. Probably wouldn't get all of them, but it'll at least get one and maybe two or three. It all depends on how tough they are, really. How resistant to the magic, but then you guys just do your thing, and I'll assist where I can. We want to do it quiet-like, though, I think. If we'd managed to do it silently, then we can take our time, go back out to the ship. We found out their leader's name is Sigurd. They probably were expecting mostly humans with a couple of halflings on board. Numbers maybe 9 or 10. Sam Ballard seemed to think 9, but Sam Ballard is an unreliable witness.
From what I've heard, he doesn't seem terribly interested
in anything other than himself.
Outside his sphere. You just see Raven still.
Yeah.
So I left stream for a little bit to pick some pink roses and accidentally got scared shitless by a mother bird in her nest. My brain didn't even register that she was there. The flowers disguised the nest perfectly. I didn't disturb eggs. That's such a delightful mental. It's like, I'm just going to pick some roses. Ah, bird!
Oh, no.
I'm
glad you're okay, Ravensteel.
Yes. For those of you who aren't watching, in Australia, you know, it's common for magpies, which are black and white, bird with a very sharp beak, to swoop people when they're nesting. So they have quite a dangerous reputation over here. And we'd taken the dog to the park a couple of weeks ago now, and I sat down on a bench while she was running around, and a magpie comes up and lands on the bench next to me.
It's a couple of months ago now.
And I didn't want to move because I'm like, It hasn't attacked me yet.
Yet.
But if I make any sudden movements...
I don't think it was nesting season. It was coming into winter.
Yeah, but hard to know. And, like, I've never been swooped by a magpie, so I don't
Really?
know whether you see it coming or not.
No, not normally. No, Ty
but it
used to
flew
get swooped
away.
a lot.
And I was left unmolested. But, yeah, I have a selfie, very carefully taken selfie somewhere.
All right. Well,
Alright.
we have a normal, sensible, safe amount of drinks. For an even better image, I'm 6'2" and a pretty big guy. Very spooked.
That is delightful. I love it.
Yeah, genuinely charming. All right. Well, yeah, we have a normal, sensible amount of drinks, and then retire for the night before anyone can try and get me.
Get you too hammered.
And yeah, I pre-arrange breakfast at a like early breakfast, and I would also ask if the barman can put us together a sort of a travel ration, sort of a pleasant luncheon.
The bartender would be happy to do that, but you would have been told that they would be providing some supplies for you, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Like with something
if you
fresh
want
made,
anything
you know,
nicer than
that's
the soldiers'
basically-
rations, you're probably going to get.
That was my intent.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. It's a 4-hour row.
Yes.
Upstream, so probably 6. Yeah, I think we want to have a pleasant repast on the boat. I might buy a small keg or something for the travel.
The bartender is more than happy to be paid to make your packed lunch.
Done. Beryl
Right.
is really enjoying being rich as fuck right now. It's not just like wah, but like I can buy stuff and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Be like, I want a nice packed lunch with some beer in it.
Mm-hmm.
And be like,
so-
sure.
We do that. And I also fill him in that I'm not actually available. It's unfortunately council business. But I may well be in town for the next few days, so when I come back, happy to play.
Like, you know, you can tell they're disappointed, but they're also like, oh, just let us know when you're back. You did a great job. People loved having someone new. So.
There may be a new song in it. Who knows?
They look quite excited by this.
Right.
Because they're like, would it be about Bottledown?
It would be about the area around Bottledown.
Let's go.
All right, great. Well, so we go.
Fantastic. You sleep a decent night's sleep, wake in the morning to your pre-prepared breakfast, you're supplied with your luncheon, and you can head on down to the bridge, where you will find Yasin, Trinity, Garret, and Captain Gillard waiting by the boat, which has clearly been, you know, prepped and
Outfitted.
stocked for your trip upstream.
I've got a wicker basket under my arm. I've returned the bag of holding to Garret. He's got that back now, but yeah, I've got like a wicker basket with a packed lunch in it, and a keg on one shoulder. It's like, well, I'm ready.
Captain Gillard like raises one eyebrow but doesn't say anything. She's like, okay, cool.
I'm a dwarf. Don't be racist.
You hear a deep chuckle from Yasin.
And yeah, I get in, and
Yeah, Yasin and Trinity kind of leap into action. They clearly know their way around.
it does have a sail, so actually
Yeah.
we probably be able to get up relatively easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Garret, this is so much better, isn't it?
Yeah. My shoulders feel much easier. So they get the ship moving upstream. Sail is out, catching the breeze. And could I have someone roll a D4 in chat, please?
Oh.
Spinner,
Raven Steel, you want to chuck up or Spina? Exclamation mark, roll space 4.
Roll space chat 4.
Probably. Push it out to...
Raven Steel, you can jump in if Spinner's been a little slow on the old typey-type fingers. Or whoever else is there. We love meeting new people. And talking smack with them.
Yes. That as well.
Basically saying if it takes you the full 4 hours to get up there or whether you make excellent time. changed to a 3.
Oh, Thamior.
Thamior, hello.
Got a 2 instead. There we are. Better. Thanks very much, Thamior.
You just shaved half an hour off the travel time.
Hey.
Yasin and Trinity's excellent boating skills shave 30 minutes off your trip back up to the house, which looks a lot less terrifying in daylight when there's not a storm and lightning.
It's odd. It actually looks like it doesn't look more accommodating because, you know, when it's stormy, any house will do, you know, but it does look like a nicer place to be. And I indicate the point to pull in up ahead.
Guide them into the cave and they would...
We unstep the mast and drift on in. Yep. And I leap ashore and help drag the boat up. Aaron just dies quietly in the corner. Hey, Thamior, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are well.
Alrighty.
Right.
So I assume you're going to show Trinity and Yasin around so they get the lay of the land?
Yep, I show Yasin. I say, Garret, would you mind taking Yasin up to that window you found? Show him exactly what we're talking about. And I lead them up into the basement and show them the Sand Ballet's room, which had the lantern in it. I say, this is the lantern here that they used. Best to use, I think, that one just in case they was like, why is it a different color or something? I don't know. But, you know, if you've got the actual lantern, why not use it, you know?
Yasin picks it up and has a fiddle and very quickly works out how to work the shutter. Kind of grunts as this will do. You can tell as you're moving through, by the way, that someone else has come here through and...
Oh, done a cleanup?
Around.
Right.
The corpses have been removed as well.
That was my question, because if the adventurer's corpse was still there, I would have buried it. I would have said, maybe we can give this guy a burial, but if it's gone, it's gone. That's great.
No, they have removed the dead bodies, whether they just chucked them in the ocean or whether they were taken to be burned or buried back in Bottledown. You don't know.
Well, yeah, good. Really didn't want to have to do that myself. He'd been there a while. What about the one upstairs as well? The one that had been sucked dry. Is that one gone too?
You can go check.
I would actually go up and with a bag ready.
Oh yes, your bat friend.
Yeah, like seeing as we got a little while, we got a half hour spare. I go up I find like a Hessian sack downstairs. I imagine there's something, or like a sheet or something that I could maybe trap the bat in.
Garret sees you doing this. He's like, "Are we gonna go catch the bat?"
I was like, "Well, if he's around, free dinner for him. He can't mind."
Yasin and Trinity are looking at Yasin like, "What do you mean you're getting to catch a bat?"
You've heard that. All right, so we managed what we did here. There were 8 of them. There was 2 of us. We needed a bit of backup. I got my rat friend, but we also captured a bag of bats. They were in the roof. They were nasty. They attacked us. I cast sleep on them. They fell asleep. We put them in the bag. I'm thinking maybe that again.
So, you put blood-sucking bats in a bag and threw them at people.
And then threw them at people. Remarkably effective.
She slowly smiles and Yasin just goes... And he eventually has a bit of a cough and thumps his chest. And she's like, and Trinity's like, do you need help catching the bat? Or
look, any help's gratefully appreciated. No promises is he even still up there. He had a pretty traumatic experience in this house, and maybe he's gone off. But he also had a very big lunch, and I'm about to provide him with another if he helps me out. So, it's not, and it's sort of, I don't really mind if they get killed because they are unpleasant creatures. It's not a bat, really. It's called a sturge.
Oh, right. Yasin's still chuckling a little bit, and they both go with you when you head upstairs.
All right, well, Garret, do you want to go and show Yasin, well, Trinity, you can help me catch a bat?
Yasin looks slightly disappointed.
Well, you can come with. I don't mind.
No, it's right, it's right. So we'll go work out this lantern business, and I hope you catch it so I can have a look at it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I can catch... Very certain I can catch it. I'd like to be able to catch it without casting any magic, but if necessary, I can just sleep it. How I did it the first time. We go into the room where the corpse was upstairs, and I've made. Sorry.
Do you walk right in, or do you have a kind of peek?
I would cautiously like. Hello, bat friend, Stephen. I've decided his name's Stephen. Stephen.
Stephen.
He has probably no knowledge of that at all. Hey, Sturge. Hasty blood here. Come and get it.
For your information, the dried out mummified body has been moved slightly, but is still there.
Okay. Interesting.
You hear a shriek.
Ah!
And a sturge shoots towards your face.
May I try and entrap it with a sheet?
You and Trinity kind of handling this together, or is one of you holding it?
I would say she's helping me, yeah.
Okay, roll, let's say dexterity.
With
or
advantage?
would sleight of hand possibly be more accurate?
I am semi-proficient with sleight of hand.
That feels like sleight of hand works. Roll sleight of hand with advantage to capture the angry sturge that is trying to bite your face.
22.
Wow. It's as if you and Trinity have been practicing this. You just scoop that bat up, and it thrashes around inside.
All right, Stephen, it's okay.
New cloth prison.
We're just gonna get you we're gonna get you another dinner.
Trinity is a little wide-eyed. She's like, it's kind of terrifying looking,
It is, isn't it? They're horrifying. They're not a bat at all. It's like pink and fleshy. I know, right?
Horrible.
Yeah, bat is just the closest simile. I don't really know what they are, but very unpleasant things. Don't let them near you. No promises it will attack the people, but it normally just goes for the nearest person.
She looks quite uncomfortable at that and holds her end of the sack out at arm's length.
I tie a knot. I'm just like, I'll get it. Don't worry.
She knots off her end as well. And you now have a sheet full of bat.
A bag of bat.
You have a bag of singular bat that you can use.
I have, at some point in the last 3 days, dismissed the rat.
Yes, you can resummon the rat now, or you can leave it till later.
I might do it now.
Cool. You can carry your slightly thrashing bag of bat down to the basement kind of setup area.
Yeah. I will summon. I think we said it was an Arcana check.
Yes.
It would have been.
You created the rat, so.
I think we said it's an Arcana check.
Yes, it was an Arcana check, and
if
how
it's
high
over
it was is
10,
how much control.
It's how much control I have. Yeah, all right.
Like we had 16, and it could understand simple commands.
17.
Is what you just rolled?
Getting better. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you warn Trinity what you're about to do?
Oh yeah, I definitely would.
Good.
So in terms of assistance, like animal companions and that forth, just FYI, I'm about to summon a large rat.
Okay.
I figure any help we can get, the better, right?
It's not dangerous to me, though, right?
Not to you, unless I tell it to be, which I won't.
Okay.
Just be prepared. It's about the size of a small dog. And I start blowing the pipe and summon the creature. And, hello, rat. Good to see you again. And I get a little bit of bacon for him. And he numbs it down. And I say, this is Trinity. You be nice to Trinity, all right? She doesn't, not 100% certain about me with all of my animal friends.
Trinity will like
bag
put
flaps.
out. Every now and again, the bat bag just kind of. Trinity will put out, like, when you're meeting a dog for the first time and you kind of put your knuckles out for them to sniff. She's not sure what the etiquette for introducing yourself to a magical rat is, so she goes with that.
You can probably pat him. As far as I can tell, he's perfectly tame.
She'll give the rat a little scratch on the top of his head.
And Yasin and Garret return?
Yes, they eventually return, and it is mid-afternoon, so you probably have a few more hours until the sun sets and the smuggler ship arrives.
I introduce Yasin to the rat as well. Chat, can we get the suggestions for the name for the rat?
Yeah, we haven't named the rat
We
yet.
need to name the rat. The bat is called Stephen, I've decided. It was really just the first name that came to mind.
So we have Steve the Bat Bag. Steve the Bag
Bat.
We now need a name for the
This
rat.
is Stephen here, Yasin.
Large rat summoned by playing a wooden flute.
Names of me, not working. And then,
I'm trying to remember what's the name of the rat in Ratatouille. I'm having a total blank.
Little Chef.
Well, that's what the human calls him because he doesn't speak rat.
That's
but
true.
I believe the rat has a name.
The Google question, isn't it?
It is a Google question. I am Googling right now.
Okay.
Ratatouille. Because the rat definitely had a name.
There is Scabbers from Harry Potter, obviously. Remy.
Remy!
Rizzo! From The Muppet Show.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, we could call him Twitch. Apparently there's a rat called Twitch in League of Legends. It's kind of funny. Ratasha from Forest Friends. Jake from The Rescuers Down Under. Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Captain Dirtbeard from Turbo Fast. Never heard of that.
Did you Google famous rats by any chance?
I googled rat names, and this was 100+ rat names, ideas for smart and friendly rats. Pip, Fawn, Henna, Luna, Chatters, Bruella. Male rat names. Famous rat names. Here we go. Frankie Waterston. From The Amazing World of Gumball.
Okay.
Django from Ratatouille. There was another one.
It was Django, Emile, and Remy were the three main rats.
That was it.
Oh, there was a rat called Git as well.
I love this. Templeton.
Oh my god, what was Templeton the...
Charlotte's Web.
Yes! Sold!
Templeton it is. Fletcher from Chicken Run as well is another solid...
Yes, it was, Fletcher and, Oh god, I can't remember things tonight.
And Professor Rattigan from The Great Mouse Detective. I kind of like Professor Rattigan.
If any of you in chat
Templeton.
haven't watched Chicken Run, you should watch it. It is
do yourselves a favor.
Excellent film. And you're like, oh, it's a kid's movie. Don't be deceived.
No, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's like The Emperor's New Groove or Shrek, you know? There's stuff in it for grown-ups. It's layered. Very layered. Rubella.
Oh, Nick and Fletcher were the rats.
Nick and Fletcher. Rubella from Tiny Toon Adventures. Rubella is the name of a rat. Which I was like, I've already had a dog called Rubella, so I don't know about that. Sardines from The Amazing Morris and His Educated Rodents. D Sharp. It's a Monty Python reference. It's a Monty Python...
the mouse.
I have painstakingly trained these rats over a period of months to squeak at a selected pitch. This one is D sharp, and this one is G. D sharp. You get it, the general idea.
Yes, on the mouse organ. Through my mice.
Bastian Templeton. Bishop Blood. I think Templeton seems to be where we're going. I like Templeton.
I think D sharp Templeton.
D sharp Templeton.
I hereby name you D sharp Templeton Ingots Fury.
Oh, all right. We're making him part of the family.
Well, we don't have to.
Flip him over just to check the gender. It's very obvious on a rat. Trust me.
It is very obvious. Reapy Cheap. Reapy Cheap was the talking mouse from Narnia.
Oh yeah. Asterix, cute
Voiced
rat names.
by Eddie Izzard.
Oh yeah.
And
Funny
Simon
punny
Pegg.
rat names. Rugrat, Kid Rat, Julius Caesar.
Wait, what's Dolly Parton's husband's name again?
Ratshu McConaughey. Rat Demon, a Damon. Pirate. Ratchuperi. Ratrick Swayze.
Oh, I love that one too much.
Twitch is a crossbow wielding, poison grenade throwing, invisible when in tall grass rat. Wow.
Twitch.
Rat Von D. Rista Rat. Rat Benatar. I really like Templeton. Rat Stafarian. Raticus Frinch. Ratman. Julius Caesar is very good.
Julius Caesar is excellent. We
Kermit?
haven't actually sexed the rat, though. We haven't checked.
Alright. Someone roll me an exclamation mark roll space 2. 2 being female. This will decide, because if it's a girl, we're not calling it Templeton.
Oh, rat names. And yes, for those of you who've never examined a rat up close, they have huge
Enormous balls. It's
enormous balls.
very, very easy to judge. Scarlet, Bella, Dove, Pip, Patters, Donnie, Soda, Marbles. Who calls a
Rat Damon.
Yeah. Rat Damon. A 2, it is a girl.
It is a girl.
right.
Okay, we need a celebrity name that can be ratified.
Rat Benatar.
Is Pat Benatar a woman?
I thought so.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I've heard of
Pretty
Pat
sure.
Benatar. Couldn't tell you who it is.
Reasonably sure.
Rattley Portman.
Bradley Portman. Or we just call it Pie. As in Pie Rat.
That is pretty cute.
Ratrina.
Rachel McAdams.
Ratunzel.
Kim Kardashian.
I quite like that. Rat Lauer. No.
Yeah, I really want one where I can just change the first name. Oh, he's a famous, like...
Ratness Evercheese. Very good, Ravensteel. I don't puppy.
Rat Von D.
Hey, yes, we're talking about animal names. You could call it Siri.
Rat Dealey after the television presenter.
Oh, you are crying salt.
We may have gone to the beach today.
She's got lines of salt in her coming out of her eyes.
She did get very sandy.
You were very sandy and salty.
Is she still full of sand?
I'll find out when she gets up.
Yeah, it turns out that unlike our previous dog, this one is totally fine with getting in the ocean.
You loved it, didn't you? Had a lovely time. You sleepy puppy. No.
She's just crashed. We got home and she just crashed.
Because
She wore her little self out.
You did. You were so tired. I'm very sleepy, Papa. Yes.
Not gonna lie, I really like Ratness actually.
Ratness. All right, let's do that. Ratness. Ravensteel, and I'm glad we could take a suggestion from the audience. All right, let's go Ratness. I've decided. I think it's a girl. Ratness Evercheese. Ratness Ingots Fury. I don't know. Ratness Evercheese. She doesn't always cheese. Sometimes she bacons. Come on, Ratness. Let's go and set up an ambush. And I think we will have a quick breaklet.
Quick breaklet while you guys enjoy lunch and sneak tidbits to the newly christened Ratness.
Yeah, wearing a black hoodie will truly show whether or not she is full of sand. Yeah, absolutely. When she gets off me, we'll find out. Yeah.
We'll keep
Alrighty.
you posted.
Take
We'll
care,
be right
guys.
back
We will be
after
back
this
very
sound
shortly.
check.
Yeah. I might run a short ad in the middle. I hope you stick around. And please stick around for that because it helps the channel. Great. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye bye. Vast and ahoy once again, mateys. We be back with more Mano a Mano. Augustus Frogbottom, thank you so much for joining us. Is there a story so far, Link? Yeah, look, we'll catch you up quickly. Basically, this is an episodic adventure that Beryl goes along on. So Beryl's, we basically, it's sort of an experiment. We didn't really have a plan for it when we started. We're just taking it in turns to DM it. So I started off, Karen, we built the character together, and Karen played her first, where I ran an adventure from Candlekeep Mysteries, and then Karen took over the DM seat, and I took over the character, and we ran a second story. The adventure of the Raven, the Book of the Raven, where she met Garret Dale, because it was decided that Beryl might not be able to handle the adventure on her own, so we gave her an offsider. And Garret wound up being such a charming little guy that we kept him as a sort of permanent NPC. So it sort of lets the DM and the player both be players in the game, but obviously with the player being the sort of the primary. So it really kind of works. Yeah, since then they've gone on. Well, they did the Book of the Raven, and then we began playing the Ghost of Saltmarsh, basically. So this is now, yes, because pirates, and I've had that book for ages, and I've really wanted to try it. So basically, alternate DMing and try to trip the other one up along the way. I wouldn't say that. Karen is relatively new to the DM scene. I think she's doing a really good job, but I'm trying to be supportive and good husband.
I'm trying to find the name of the adventure. It's kind of a two-part adventure.
Yes, this is The Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, which is a classic adventure from the 80s. This is one of the very first published adventures for D&D, back well before 5e, obviously. Yeah, this is our take on it. So yeah, we've just got a single protagonist and her ongoing adventures. She is a dwarven bard named Beryl. She is, think Dolly Parton, but slightly shorter. Good due to the alternative title.
We may have been having a bit of back and forth before stream, coming up with a suitably comedic title for the episode.
Karen does a totally great DM, in my opinion, very not biased.
Thank you, Spina. I'm trying.
Yeah, I literally just Googled sayings about adventure. That one is obviously the dictionary definition from the Merriam-Webster dictionary, but I was like, I kind of like that as a title. That's kind of fun. Thank you for joining us again, Augustus. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. So, we've just named Beryl's rat. Beryl has a pipe of rat summoning. It was basically, I was obliged to come up with it on the fly when I was DMing, when they were hanging out, and Beryl wanted to go and buy some stuff. I'm sorry, the puppy is demanding I keep rubbing her tummy. I don't know if you all saw that, but she just sort of booped my snoot, didn't you, when I stopped rubbing your tummy? But I need to get to the mouse. Do it again in a minute. So I wrote the rules for the pipe of rat summoning as over the break. Once per long rest, this pipe may be used to summon a giant rat. Roll an Arcana check every time you use this feature. Over 10, you can give the rat simple commands, which it obeys to the best of its abilities. Over 20, you gain a limited mental connection with the rat, allowing you to communicate with it mentally and hear its thoughts within a range of 200 feet. The rat remains until it dies or you finish a long rest. It is always the same rat, and repeated deaths may affect its relationship with you at the DM's discretion. That is the rules for the pipe of rat summoning. Pied Piper's rat summoning pipe. Pied Pipe. Which would actually make it even better that we call her Pied, but we're calling her Ratness. Ratness is a female rat, and she is an assistant to Beryl. We have also just acquired a bag of bat singular. The bat's name is Stephen. and he's in a bag, and we will throw him at an enemy later on. Yes, we will. Yes. There is being very demanding, Papa. You are. I'm not.
There's no reason to be demanding. She's had plenty of love and attention today.
And she's getting more. So, we are laying a trap and an ambush.
Yes. You have a few hours to prepare yourselves to ambush
Yeah.
the remaining smugglers.
So, I think, first of all, we should move this boat over to let them get an easy access to the cave. And possibly move it to such a way that it forces them to park their boat in a way that they won't be able to see in. The people on the boat might not be able to see in as easily. Would that make sense to everyone?
There's general nods, and they're happy to rearrange the boat to your directions so they will not have a clear view into the cave when they arrive.
No worries at all, Augustus Frogbottom. Not a problem. Whenever you can join us, we are grateful to have you, my friend.
You may lurk or not lurk at your leisure.
Yeah. Yep, cool. All right, so we do that. I'd also think we should arrange some cover that we can hide behind. That will give us a place that we can hide and sneak in. Possibly, might it be a good idea, seeing as we've got a human among us, Trinity, if you be the person, like, waiting for him.
Okay, as in I'm going to be luring them off the
Well,
boat?
would it be weird if there was no one to meet him?
I think possibly.
I'm open to suggestions. I'm just...
Well, we don't know whether they'll be expecting someone or not. But
No.
we don't want them... We don't want to attack and have them flee in the boat, I suppose.
No, we don't. Possibly, one of the first things we do is, can we tie a rope with a grappling hook on it? Like, so we can tie them in so they can't get away?
That'd be a good idea, yeah. So the first thing we do is hook the boat so they can't
Yeah.
get away, and then rain
That
down
keeps 'em.
arrows.
Yeah. From cover. I like this plan. This is a good plan. Well done, guys. Beryl is bardic inspirationing everybody. I mean, she's not, but yeah. It's just like, this is a good team. We're a good team. We're going to be great. You guys are going to be great. I'm excited. I might wait to throw the bag of bats until the ship.
Yes, I think we need to wait for the boat to pull up, for them to disembark, and then we need to throw the hook.
And
to
then
secure the
I'll cast sleep. In fact, let me just check. Does sleep have a vocal component? Can it be done quietly? Because if it can, sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
It has vocal and semantic and material components. So I have to. It's loud, and I will be rolling an additional 2d8 for each slot above first. So I'll be rolling 9d8s. See how many I can put to sleep. So you throw the I suppose the signal to throw the rope to throw the rope that stops them getting away will be me casting the spell. So I'm going to cast as powerfully as I can a sleep spell that'll put a few of them out. And I'll probably look to put it over to I mean, it'll probably encompass the whole boat. It's got a fairly wide area of effect. So it depends on how big the boat is, but... and then we get one of them in. If we can do it silent-like, then we get one of them in, and I can charm them, and then they can take us back out again and talk our way on.
That might work.
So we want to take a couple of prisoners at least. Like, anyone's we kill, I don't think that's really a problem. I have no strong feelings on that, but we want to take at least a couple alive. And so my casting the spell is the secret is this signal to let fly. But if one of them's asleep, definitely don't shoot them, because shooting them will wake them up. I can't put them out again.
Right. So if they fall asleep, we can't shoot them. We'll need to capture them. Otherwise, they'll wake back up again.
If all goes horribly wrong, I do have a spell that lets me jump, like teleport a little bit, so I can actually get onto the boat if they're starting to get away. If push comes to absolute shove, but I'd really rather not.
So we want to try and hook the boat so they can't sail away. And you're going to try and put as many of them to sleep as possible. And then we need to... Well, hopefully, if a couple of them fall asleep, then they're the ones we can try and capture. And then we'll fight the rest and see if we can either get them to surrender or die. I
mean, might not be a bad idea for us to start out, like, just put a few of them to sleep, and then we just come up, bows and arrows drawn, and say, you now, everybody, you all surrender.
You have to surrender, yeah.
Just without even fighting them.
Yasin kind of grunts. And you get the impression that he kind of wants a fight.
Oh, look, I'm imagining we're going to get one, particularly on the boat. This Sigurd doesn't sound like the kind of guy to just let us come in and do what we want. I don't think they're all going to surrender.
Right. Well, Yasin's going to have to go up and signal with the lantern. So...
Well, he'll signal them in, but
and then,
he'll be able to nip back down when he sees them launch the jolly boat. He'll be able to get back down before they get,
and Yasin's like, I can be nippy if the occasion calls for it.
We leave all the doors open so you can just come straight down.
Oh, after sleep, do you want to throw the bats?
I think we wait for the bat for the boat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Particularly as it's not like an enclosed space, the bats, it could go for anyone. If we throw the bat before we even get to the boat...
That's... Yeah. Gotcha.
And so it's just like they just get attacked by a bat. It's just it's distracting, it's confusing, and then we show up like, what's going on up there?
That works.
Are you staying or not? You can pick. Thank you. All right.
All right.
Bloody animal.
So I assume you are going to find some sort of hooking device to attach to a rope.
Yeah, and if not, I'll see if we can, like, MacGyver one.
I imagine there's shipping supplies around. You could probably find a small anchor.
Yeah.
Heck, your boat would have an anchor that you could...
It would.
Repurpose for this.
Or, like, there are weapons that we could bend into shape, really. We're wanting, like, a hook. But, yeah, an anchor would do it.
Who would you like to be in charge of throwing this?
I reckon Garret.
Garret? Yep.
He's quite strong. The other two, they're specialists with ranged weapons. I mean, so's Garret.
Yep. Absolutely.
How are you guys up close? Garrett's pretty sturdy.
Yasin is like, I'm good up close. And he kind of draws his scimitar and does like a little flick around his hand.
Nice. All right, good. Because I can hold my own, but it's really not my speciality anymore.
Look, if we can take them all out at range, that works for me, but to get in there, we have to get in there.
We do. But quiet. As quiet as possible. I'm wondering if I have a spell that can make them all go to sleep. No, we're going to make them more quiet, because a lot of my other spells are very loud.
Yeah, we want to avoid making too much noise. Like, that being said, we don't know, maybe they get a bit carousy when they're reunited, so...
Yeah, maybe. I can also cast Minor Illusion. I can make it look like Sand Ballad is standing there waiting for him.
That would work.
That would work.
That's what they'll be expecting.
It would. Or maybe one of the hobgoblins.
It'd only have to be for a moment, just long enough for them to, like, disembark.
And the hobgoblins don't speak common.
True.
So they wouldn't have to respond. So even if they ask him something, the hobgoblin wouldn't necessarily be able to talk back.
Yeah,
because I can't make it talk. He would just
grunt, and that would be...
grunt and run away.
And shamble away down the...
That's a good idea. All right, so I'll do that. I'll have Minor Illusion going of the hobgoblin just sort of looking at them coming in, waiting.
And then once they've disembarked, Garret will run out and throw the hook.
And the hobgoblin will disappear, and I'll cast Sleep.
You'll cast sleep.
Because if I cast sleep, the illusion goes.
And whoever's still awake will be asked to surrender at arrow point, and if they fail to do so, then we will attack. And hopefully Yasin will be back from casting the lantern.
Yep.
To do that.
In fact, I don't know. Does mana illusion require concentration?
I think it does.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it's concentration spell.
Nope.
Ooh, it only lasts for a minute though.
Duration 1 minute, but I can't keep recasting it, so I can just leave it going. And there's just this hobgoblin just standing watching them this entire time. During this entire fight, this hobgoblin's just like, yeah. It might be good, though, because if they think the hobgoblin sided with us, they might shoot it rather than us.
If they shoot it, will they realise it's an illusion?
Yeah, immediately. Well, the arrow will go right through it.
See, that's what I thought.
But I could always make it look like the hobgoblin's got a crossbow. And heck, I can move the illusion, so I can even make it look like the crossbow is pointed at him. They might be more worried about it. Make it think maybe it's changed sides. They might take revenge.
This is after we've lured them off the boat, though. We don't want to scare them off.
Oh, no. Absolutely. Like, it's just there being friendly as a hobgoblin is, right up until we spring the trap, at which point they think, oh no, the hobgoblin's on their side.
Gotcha.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm throwing as many obstacles and problems. That's why we've got the rat and the bat.
Fantastic. Just throw random animals around.
Illusions. I'm a bard. It's what we do.
You certainly have a flair for the dramatic. But I like that.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Good.
All right.
One.
I break out pack lunch.
Cool. And you enjoy your repast together.
And then I say, right. Well, and we will have a tankard of ale. Raise a glass to a successful job, and then we begin setting up barrels and crates for sort of cover.
Yep.
We move the boat and. Yeah.
Move the boat aside so their boat can come in?
So that it has to come in a way that is, if it's possible, so it can come in a way that is sort of vaguely shielded from view.
So it won't be seen from outside or seen by you? Yes. Basically, if you recall, there's a little corner they can come around if the tide is in.
That's my intent, yeah.
Tide comes in the evening, yes?
It depends. It changes all the time.
Because they can either...
we do actually have a book that has the descriptions of the tides around this area. It was one of the... It's one of the books that Sam Ballard had. The Naval Almanac.
Tell you what, let's just say Garrett whips his book out and has a look. And if someone in chat could roll a D2, so ! Roll space D2. 1, it will be high tide in the evening. 2, it will be low tide in the evening.
Cool. Either Spina or Augustus.
Whoever feels like doing a little rolling for us.
I should change the music. 1!
It's going to be high tide.
Dang it.
No, that's good. You want high tide.
Oh, we did want high tide. Okay,
you want
excellent.
high tide because then they can bring their boat right up to the high water mark, which means they'll be coming around a little corner.
Yeah.
So they'll be partially shielded from the outside.
Huzzah! Huzzah! Now,
Thank you,
where was
Ravensteel.
Marvelous. That's what we want.
Alrighty, so unless there's anything else you need to specify, I'm going to do a little time jumperoo to sunset.
Yep, absolutely.
Assuming you are all in position in the tunnel, ready to enact your plan. Are you going to send someone down to kind of keep a watch at the cave mouth to see when they come in, or are you just going to...
Well, it probably would be Yasin.
Well, Yasin's got to go operate the lantern up in the house.
Yeah. But we can all be up in the house. And he can just say, oh, I can see him, so we can all hang out together up there. It's a good place to spot from. And once he sees them, we can all go down immediately and get ready. And then he can send the signals, and when they start, he'll leave when they start bringing the boat in.
Okay. Alrighty, so you're all waiting upstairs, and Yasin's at the window waiting with the lantern as the sun sinks below the horizon. And sure enough, as darkness descends, eventually you see a shadowy shape moving up the river. It looks like a small ship. And once this is registered, I assume you'll wait
Yasin
until...
will... Yeah.
But basically, you're going to wait, I assume, until it signals you.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, McBluff. Thanks for the luck. Good to see you, my friend.
Now, could I get someone to roll me a D20 in chat?
For Yasin?
This will be for Yasin. This is to determine how well he operates the lantern when the ship signals.
Right, okay. Alrighty, yeah. Summon exclamation mark roll space 20 in chat.
Exclamation mark roll space D.
Oh. The one. I was actually going to say, can I give him some pointers? Like, go over it with him just to make sure to give him advantage with the help action.
Well, if he's getting advantage, then we will count both of those rolls, giving him a 16.
Which was the one Ravensteel rolled. But thank you very much, McBluff, anyway.
No, we needed them both in the end anyway.
Yeah.
So they have both. So he has successfully passed the investigation check. So you see the ship slow and stop down in the river, and you see a small light appear on the deck, and it flashes long, short, short, short.
And what does that mean? From consulting our notes.
Yasin kind of fiercely consults the notes and says, I think they're asking us if it's safe.
Very.
Right. Hopefully I got this right. And he flashes back short, long, meaning everything is safe.
Yes.
And then another reply, 3 long flashes.
Ooh.
Yasin consults his notes once again and says, they're asking us to come to the ship to unload.
Ooh. Our boat's damaged. How do we express that?
I can try and ask them to come to shore.
Yeah. Does it have anything like, our boat sprung a leak, we can't come out, you have to come in?
Not exactly. There's one here that says, basically we can ask, basically there's one basically saying, everything's safe, come to shore. So I can send that one, and hopefully they interpret that it means for whatever reason we can't come out to them and they need to come here.
It's limited vocabulary. Sounds like the best option.
Unfortunately, it doesn't cover all the options.
No. At least maybe they'll come in and go like, why not? Why aren't you coming out? Try that.
He flashes a series, long, short, long, back at the ship. There's a pause. And then the 3 long flashes repeats, ready to unload, come to the ship. And Yasin looks back at you, he's like, possibly they don't understand? We could just go down there and wait.
We could just go down and shout.
I don't know if they hear us from the cave.
Sound will travel pretty well over water, particularly at night.
But they might, be the wrong voice.
Well, my friend, I'm a wizard. You create a sound or image of an object within range. If you create a sound, the volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar, beating of drums. I can make Sandballet's voice, saying, "The Sandballet's ship is broken."
Just
and he's a
might
wizard.
Make him suspicious because
he's a wizard.
Well, they're trying to be discreet, you know.
That's
Shouting
true.
ain't exactly discreet. As you've been having this discussion, there's another series of 3 long flashes from the ship.
What else? What other options do we have on the signals?
He goes down the thing. He says, "I could just send that same one again, just saying come to shore."
Yeah.
Maybe if we repeat it, they'll get the idea that something's off.
Try that.
And he repeats the previous signal again. And after a moment, he gets 2 short flashes. And he's like, "I think that's a yes."
Okay, good. Great. Let's go down then. Do you want to stay up here and see if they launch? And we'll go down?
Yeah, you go. I'll follow you.
Great. Good job. Well done, Yasin.
So everyone except Yasin heads down to the caves. And I assume you get into position for your planned ambush?
We do.
Excellent. And you can hear the sounds of the sea. A little bit of wind.
Yes, I can. Mm-hmm.
And
I create an image of
the hobgoblin ready
to
go?
Hobgoblin just standing there waiting.
Excellent. And after a moment, after a few minutes, I should say, Yasin joins you and says, "They've launched a boat."
Great. Good job, Yasin. So we wait.
Wait.
Ratness and I are near Garret on one side, when Garret's got the anchor, and then on the other side, so we're one in sort of a crossfire, Yasin and Trinity are on the other side of this sort of little cave.
Alrighty.
And as the boat pulls in, the hobgoblin will gesture where to park it.
Oh. All right. Let's see if you made yourself some rudimentary cover. All right. After a while, you hear the creaking of oars and what sounds very much like a boat and a few low voices. And if I could have someone in chat to roll me a d6, please.
Ooh. Exciting. Unfortunately, Ronin 119, 019 can't because they're a bot, and we have banned them. But my bluff, or maybe Ravensteel could.
It's me.
Exclamation mark, roll space 6, please.
6. 5.
Is that the number of people on the boat?
It might be.
It's ideal. It's about the right number. That's about what we want.
Yep. All right.
Thank you, Ravensteel. Good girl. She's curled up in her bed now. Made herself a little
cute.
nest.
Alrighty. You see a rowing boat containing 5 shadowy figures coming around into the cave.
Can I make a perception check to determine anything about these people at a distance?
You certainly can. Roll a perception check.
Peek out and have a look. Ooh, a 2. Turns out my dark vision isn't doing so great tonight. 5.
It is dark. And there's very little moonlight or anything coming in here, so.
Wearing cloaks and anything. I can really just make
You
out
can.
silhouettes.
There are 5 people in the boat.
Do they look suspicious? Can I possibly insight on the boat to sort of get whether or not they look suspicious or angry? Is it moving in a cautious manner?
It's moving quite slowly. Like they're not racing in here. They're moving slowly. No. But just that was a really low roll, so you can't really tell more than.
Very well. All right.
And do you send your hobgoblin out, kind of?
Yeah, the hobgoblin he stands waiting. Like I got that they were a bit grumpy. So yeah, he would when they can if and when they can see him, and there would be some lanterns lit in here, not many, but like at the back of the cave, he would gesture for them to park it on the far side.
All right. As the boat draws closer, you hear someone call out in a low whisper. You, where's the wizard?
The hobgoblin will gesture over his shoulder, like further up, and then he will give roll his eyes and shrug, like, you know him.
You hear like a low voice speaking on the boat, very quietly. If you'd like, you can roll a perception check to see if you can make out what's being said.
14.
You're not getting every word, but it sounds an awful lot like someone telling people to be ready.
Right.
This person is suspicious, and you think you can hear weapons being readied.
How many minor illusion effects can we have simultaneously? If a creature uses action to examine the sound or image, the creature can determine that it is an illusion with a successful intelligence check above my spell save DC if they want to. I don't think I can have more than one at once.
I don't think you can either.
No. So I would just say yeah. I don't think I want the hobgoblin to go away and get Sam Ballot. And I can't make it sound like it can't make it make a noise. It's either a vision or a noise. So yeah, the hobgoblin would go down and like walk down to the water's edge and like prepare to like help them bring the boat up.
Okay. He obviously can't physically interact with them though.
No, and it doesn't enter the water. Otherwise it would be obvious.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you like me to make a deception check?
Yes. Sounds like a good idea.
Oh, that's one of my ones I'm actually not particularly skilled in. 19.
They don't.
When I say not particularly skilled, I am a +5.
If they are suspicious, they don't seem suspicious of the hobgoblin, like, realness.
Particularly, right.
They don't think it's a fake hobgoblin.
Right.
I'm just trying to find something.
Okay, alright. I mean, I don't mind if they're suspicious. As long as they come on in.
Okay.
No need, baby. It's okay. Thank you.
All right. The boat hits the shallows before the tide mark and grinds to a halt.
And I cast sleep at 3rd level.
Okay.
And Garret throws the anchor.
Were you gonna wait for anyone to get out of the boat, or are you just going for it?
I was just going to start. I was just going to begin.
Okay. You cast sleep.
I do.
Refresh my memory. Does sleep attack highest or lowest first?
It starts at the lowest and works its way up. How big is the boat?
It's more or less the same size as the little one. It's slightly smaller than the little one.
10, 15 foot long.
Yeah. It's a big rowboat. It's not a proper sailboat like you had.
Yeah. I need 9 d8s. Roll. 41.
41 total?
41 total points of sleep damage. So the weakest first goes to sleep and then the next, and if it's not enough to put the second one to sleep, they just don't go to sleep.
Alrighty.
Hopefully 41 gets at least one of them asleep, otherwise we're in real trouble.
So 41?
Yep.
Okay, let me do some math.
Yay! This isn't a game, this is math!
Alrighty. Hang on, let me just split these guys up. $41, you say?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I need to do this.
Of the 5 figures in the boat, 3 of them collapse unconscious.
And
the 4th kind of sways and stumbles as he jumps out of the boat into the shallow water.
The hobgoblin takes a couple of steps back and pulls out a crossbow, points it at the remaining 2 in the boat. The rest of us sort of reveal ourselves. Beryl pulls out her hand crossbow, and Yasin and Trinity do as well. Garret throws his anchor into the boat. Do you want him to make a check for that?
He needs to roll a check to see if he actually hits the boat.
Ravensteel, exclamation mark, roll space 20 in chat, or anybody else, I don't mind, but the first one to do it.
Also, the 5th man, who appears to be unaffected by the sleep spell, yells at the top of his voice,
Damn it.
"Attack!"
4. Oh no.
Yeah, Garret misses.
Oh dear. Thanks them. I'll stop.
Unfortunately, the anchor has not landed in the boat. However...
as we rise up, Beryl says, I would really like it if you were quiet and calm now, please.
Roll initiative, please.
Very well.
And could I have 2 d20s rolled in chat, please?
Continue rolling low.
You can try again,
Thamir,
Thamir, if you like. This is initiative, so a low 1 is fine.
A 1. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Beryl got a 21.
Wow. So Beryl's probably going first. And Rat
Bishop
goes on...
Blood got a nat 20.
Woo! Okay. So
maybe not.
Okay.
Do you like me to roll for Garret, or is that nat 20 for Garret, baby?
No, these 2 are for your attackers, unfortunately. So one of them crit, and one of them... Were you
Nat
21
1.
total for Beryl?
I was at 21 total. 17 plus 4.
17 plus 4, so 21 total for Beryl.
And you know, nat 20s in chat, everybody. Nat 20s and nat 1s. It's rare that you get to do both at the same time.
All right. Beryl, you do have better decks, though, so you're still gonna go first.
Yay!
Hang on, let me double check that. Yep. Beryl is gonna go first.
Here's the real question.
All right. Josh, would you like to roll for Garret, or would you like chat to roll for Garret?
Oh, chat can do it.
Okay, chat, can we have a roll for Garrett's initiative, please?
Please. Concentration. Oh. I could just do it again. How many prisoners do we really need?
Seven. And what is Garrett's dex?
+1, I think. 2 at most.
+3.
Oh.
Dex.
Oh yeah, he's yeah.
So he gets a 10. There is 10. And we need 2 more for Yasin and Trinity.
I'll do 1.
Josh will do 1, so he can get 1 more d20. Would you like to roll for Yasin or Trinity, Josh?
A Trinity, please. That's a 15 for Trinity and Bishop Blood. Got a 5 for Yasin.
Okay, so Trinity. So she'll get 18.
Nice.
We got a 5 for
Yasin.
Yasin. So he gets 7. And Garrett got 10. So he'll slot in there. Excellent. And our final attacker, the one
last,
who got hit by the sleep spell but not knocked out by it, is coming in last. I gave him the crit fail because that felt appropriate. So the order of initiative will be Beryl, followed by the unaffected smuggler. Then we have Trinity, Garrett, Yasin, followed by the final sleepy bandit, bringing up the tail.
Love it.
And I believe Ratnus goes on your...
yeah, directly after my initiative.
Ratnus goes directly up to your head. All right. So the smuggler has yelled attack at the top of his lungs, and he and the other man are moving to do so. So,
all right.
Beryl, it is your turn first.
I cast Charm Person on the guy who shouted.
All right. Wisdom save to beat 12?
15.
15 to beat 15. Okay, chat, I need another d20. See if he's wise enough to not be charmed.
It's like, now I'd really like you to stop that. Would you mind, please? Is what I say as how I cast the spell.
Beryl's always so polite.
Strumming away at her dulcimer.
People.
Actually, you know what? I would be using my pipe because that's a +1 thing, so it actually makes it 16. Oh, I got a 17, Ravensteel!
Ravensteel!
He resists it.
Unfortunately, that does not work.
Oh, all right.
And that particular smuggler is next in the order, and he is going to...
Well, I do have a couple of other things.
Oh, I do apologize. What else is Beryl going to do?
That was my action. For my bonus action...
I do apologize, Ratnus, as well.
Ned Donovan, thank you very much for the follow as well. Good on you, mate. Yes, welcome. We are Corsair's Cove. We play D&D. Yeah, good on you. I'm not trying to work against you here. No, Ravensteel, I love it.
It was
I had a great idea.
Just put 3 of the 5 to sleep, so I think
it's probably fine.
Yeah.
I have a plan. It's going to be okay. Don't worry.
All right. What
it
next?
would have been better if that had worked, but it'd still be fine.
I'm really glad I didn't have to fudge it not working because...
No. I like this. This is good. Ned Donovan, good on you. Welcome. So, yeah, I am going to give Bardic Inspiration to Trinity.
Trinity has Bardic Inspiration.
I say, Trinity, you've got this. Actually, I was on the hunt for email or business inquiries. Is the best to reach out to you through your Facebook. Ned Donovan, corsairscove@gmail.com.
Hit us up. And remind me again, what will it's an extra D4? Bardic Inspiration? Or
I think it's a D6.
D6?
I think it's a D6 at this level. It gets better as you get higher. Features and traits, Bardic Inspiration. Currently a D8.
It is a D8. Excellent. Trinity gets a D8.
So she can burn it on something.
Fantastic. Noted. And is Ratnus going to do anything?
Ratnus will attack the weaker. Because I can discern this. Ratnus will go for the one that stumbled.
Yes.
Get him, Ratnus! You got this, Trinity.
Are you able to do both of them as bonus actions?
It's a free action to command the
okay.
rat.
Cool. Just wanted to clarify.
Yep.
Excellent. Ratnus bears down on the slightly stumbling, sleepy-looking smuggler. And what sort of attack is Ratnus going to do?
Ratnus will make a fang or bite attack. Let me just scroll up and find the rules for rats. I did get it. Giant rat, small beast, unaligned, strength minus. So it is pack tactics. Unfortunately, no one else is next to it right now. But yeah, it's a +4 to hit.
There's a boat with 3 unconscious people in it.
Yeah. But the guy's in the water. Does 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage. So I will roll. In fact, I'll use the chat one. Tasteful lurk, Ned Donovan. Welcome to a tasteful lurk! ! Lurk in chat. Word. So roll space 20. This for the rat. 12 plus 4. So a 16 to hit from Ratnus.
Where is Ratnus aiming? Because this
Ratnus is going for the knee. In fact, no, Ratnus is probably having to swim a little bit because he's in the water, so he's going for the groin.
Roll some damage.
This is 4 points of nomming damage, biting damage, gnawing damage.
Apparently, the searing pain
groin
from his crotch is too much for this poor man to bear, and he passes out into the water.
Just for clarity, my love, the sleep damage doesn't put him mostly to sleep. It's not damage.
Oh,
unless
okay.
Because if he had 4 hit points, he didn't only have 4 hit points left. He is at full hit points, effectively.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
No problem. Alrighty then. He's not happy about being bitten in the crotch by a rat.
But he goes last.
Yes. So he's going to have a rat hanging off his balls for a while.
The rat has 7 hit points and an armor class of 12, just FYI.
Okay. Alrighty, next up is the shouter smuggler. And he's going to slash at the hobgoblin with his sword.
Very well, he does that.
And
he
in
very
doing so, I
quickly
imagine...
realizes that the hobgoblin is not real. The hobgoblin just smiles at him, watches the sword go through him, and smiles. Then pulls the the trigger on the crossbow. The bolt launches towards the guy and flies straight through him. And Beryl goes, "Psych! Made you look."
Fantastic. All right, who would be... So, Beryl, were you or Garret closer to the entrance?
Probably Beryl.
All right, he's going to run towards you and slash at you with his long sword.
Garret would have been down near the bow, down near the other end, basically. All right, come on, you big bully. Long sword, dear.
Yes. All right, let's just roll an attack. Actually, I'll do it in chat so you can keep me honest. All right, this is his longsword attack. 13 plus 4, so that is 17 to hit with his longsword.
Does.
That does hit. Oh dear, what a shame. All right, and that is a d8 of damage, so we will roll that as well. Ooh, 10 points of damage to you, Beryl.
Ouch! Beryl takes 10 points of damage.
All right.
And to 29.
And could you roll a strength check as well, please?
Ooh. Save or check?
Saving throw. A strength saving throw.
It's the same, but yeah. 8.
You are required to drop an item.
Oh. What would I be holding?
You would be holding your weapon.
Oh, my crossbow. Yeah, I dropped my crossbow.
You drop your crossbow.
As I stagger. Ow! 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 No! Stop it.
This dude is pissed, by the way.
Is.
Alrighty. Next in the turn order is Trinity.
Trinity, shoot the other one. I think I got this one.
Alright, Trinity is going to fire her longbow at the poor man with a rat hanging off his crotch.
Ow! Ow, get it off!
Alright, would
Good girl,
someone in chat
Katniss.
like to roll that attack for Trinity, please? D20 in chat for the longbow ranged weapon attack. 7 plus 4, which gives us a total of 11, which unfortunately misses.
No.
But only just a tiny bit. But fortunately, Trinity gets to attack twice, so I assume she's going to immediately fire again.
Yeah, boy.
Alright, someone else like to roll a 20, or if no one's done it within the next 5 seconds, Bishop Blood, you can go again.
Boy.
Oops. Oh no, I crumpled one of the pages. Don't hate me, I'm sorry. And I like to think she lets out a soft curse. A 13!
13. There you go.
That hits. That hits. She hits the dude with the rat in his crotch. He is now shot and bitten. He's not having a great time. All right.
Do you want to
And
find
we
out how
need
much
to-
damage he does?
Yes. It is a D8 of damage. So,
Space
Bishop
eight.
Blood, since you hit,
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Josh has already done it. That is a 3
Not very good.
plus 2. So 5 points of damage. That hurt, but he is still conscious.
Oh no, he's taken 9 points of rat and arrow damage. And Ned Donovan, I have not received an email to that email address, I'm afraid.
Check junk. Wait, how many points of damage did the rat do?
4.
And 4. No, oh, yeah. Cool. This guy's not looking good. He's still up, but he's having the
Shot
worst.
him in the other testicle. Oh, the poor guy, Bishop Blood.
He kind of wants to die at this point. It's been a shit day. And it's about to get worse, because it's Garrett's turn now.
Yeah, it is. Garrett's
What would
got his
Garrett
crossbow
like to
out
do,
as well.
Josh?
I think Garrett would be shooting as well. That was the plan. We shoot.
Yeah.
At least for the first round. Garrett tried to get the anchor back and retry. I don't think he would because they're getting out of the boat to fight. Like,
Yeah.
neither
the
of
only
them
people
are
in the
boat.
boat now are unconscious. So.
Yeah. Well, his legacy's ended, that's for sure. Yes.
Yes, he's not going to be making any beautiful babies anytime soon.
I
All right.
don't think I've even got a junk folder on my Gmail.
How about you roll Garrett's attack and then go and look?
I will. Nat 20!
Oh!
My
Who
boy!
was he shooting? The dude who just attacked Beryl or the guy with the rat on him?
Oh, definitely the guy with the rat on him. Put the poor bastard out of his misery at this point.
Damage, please.
We'll tell you what, Ravensteel, would you like to roll the damage, seeing as I stole, or no, Bishop Blood? Tell you what, we'll need one from each of you, because we critted, so it's 2d8. I need a d8 from each of you, please. Thank you, Samuel. Yes, it is. Nat 20's in chat.
Oh, wow. We don't even need to roll the other one. This guy's dead.
Bishop Blood. Max damage on the first.
Yeah. How do you do this, Josh? Well, how does Garrett do this, Josh?
I really think, yeah, this one does. So, I got a 1, Ravensteel.
Doesn't
but that's
even matter.
okay.
The 8 was more
Does
than
not
enough.
even matter. Yeah. I think because it's a nat 20 and then a max damage on the first dice, I think Ratness lets go, like, that didn't taste very nice, and the other arrow lances into the second testicle, and the guy just goes down bleeding out from his is it femoral artery down there?
I can't remember.
Yeah. There, that one.
There is a big artery in there, so yes. He dies of intense crotch damage and collapses in the shallows.
It is the one in the groin, yeah, femoral artery. Yep.
He didn't even get to fight back. But the other dude is still up, and since his back is turned to his friend, he doesn't actually know that he's alone right now.
Nope. Or that there's a rat that's about to bite him in the bottom.
Yes, indeed. Yasin's turn.
Just FYI as well, no, don't worry about it. Yasin, what do you do?
Well, Yasin has a light crossbow, so he can shoot at the remaining fighter.
It was the plan that we shoot.
Excellent. All right, somebody
But
in
Yasin
chat.
is very tough and says he's good in melee, and the guy is now cutting Beryl up. I don't know, maybe Yasin...
Well, he is on the opposite side of the tunnel, so...
That's true. Shoot!
Shoot!
Yasin, shoot him!
So I'm rolling a d20 in chat for Yasin's shot at...
Perhaps Thamior, roll better.
Or anyone else, you know, I'm not fussy. Oh, there we go,
is,
17! Ooh!
Nice,
Yes!
Thamior.
He does indeed hit.
Light crossbows with a d6.
Yes, can we have a d6 for the damage, please?
Mark ourselves the d6s, Thamior. This is just one shot, right?
Yes, Yasin only gets one shot.
He only gets one shot. Max damage, though!
6 points of damage! But this is the first damage that's been done to this guy, I believe.
And it's not just 6, because it would be adding Yasin's dex, so...
Yes, it is plus 1.
Okay.
So he takes 7 points of damage, which
Thank
he
you,
does not,
Thamior.
which he does not appreciate. But he is still
didn't.
up, and it is now Beryl's turn again. He just
Beryl-
hit you with his sword and
Yeah,
knocked
Beryl
across
is gonna...
one.
Beryl is gonna cast Charm Person. It's like, now, just you stop at a moment.
And we need a wisdom save again.
Yeah.
And it is to beat
16.
15.
16. I'm casting it with my +1 magical...
Oh, yes.
Magical pipe of summoning rats. 9. There we go.
It works.
I say, all right, everybody, just calm down. Now then, who are you? What's your name?
Let me flip back to where his name is written.
Would it be Sigurd?
I'm Bjorn.
Bjorn. Nice to
Nice
meet you, Bjorn. Yeah.
Sorry about the slash.
No, that's all right, Bjorn.
I didn't
don't
realize
take
we
it...
were friends.
No, that's fine. I don't take it personal at all. Bjorn, could you give us a hand tying up your friends here? I don't want them to come to any more harm.
Ravensteel they would have advantage because you are in battle with them.
That is true. Thanks, Ravensteel.
No, it's nice to help the new
Valid
DM
point.
when they
Valid
forget
point.
a rule.
I'd forgotten that as well.
Well, I only rolled an 8, so he's still valuable. But thank you, Ravensteel.
Yeah, no, keeping us honest. That's the point. All right.
Particularly because I will probably forget to Josh's advantage.
I don't want to get them. I don't want them to get hurt. But also, could you keep shouting about how you're under attack and that you should pull out? We need to get away as quickly as possible.
So, what exactly are you asking him to do?
So it was like, all right. Well, first of all, don't worry about the cut. Can you keep shouting about how you're under attack?
Oh, but we're friends, so we're not under attack.
But it's all part of the surprise.
So wait, you want me to yell at them that we're under attack?
Yeah, we need to keep telling them that you're under attack. We're not anymore, I know, but it's part of the plan, all right?
I assume Charm Person, you can tell them to lie?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Basically, the way I've always experienced it is that they do whatever I want. As long as it doesn't hurt them.
Right.
Is the major limiting factor. Charm Person. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. You must make a wisdom save. Does so with advantage if you and your companions are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. Charmed creature regard you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. So it doesn't necessarily, but yeah, it's friends. It's my friend now.
Okay.
I say, here, let me help you out with that. That looks nasty, and I help get the crossbow bolt out of his shoulder. And while Yasin and Trinity very much come in and tie up the 3 who are still alive in the boat who are asleep. Like, you've got 45 seconds tops before they come back.
They will race in and tie up the others.
And then I think we need to pull right out of here, because obviously there's something bad going on in here. Don't you think, Bjorn?
Oh, yes.
We need to get back out to the boat as soon as we can.
Are you going to take the unconscious people with you or leave them tied up in the cave?
No, we're going to leave them here. We're going to tie them up and leave them here. Ideally, probably disarm them as much as possible, but we don't want to waste no time at all.
Okay.
Gag them, too. Gag them. We don't want them
Bjorn
shouting
happily helps you tie up his unconscious companions. Are you going to do anything with the man bleeding heavily from his crotch that is lying dead in the shallows?
Yeah, I'm going to put him back in the boat.
Oh, okay. You're going to put the
A little bit of verisimilitude.
Okay. You put the corpse in the boat.
Didn't realize we were friends. What a way to justify that. I also cast Healing Word on myself. But, like, I'll do that as we're rowing back out, which we need to do quite quickly.
All right.
Bag of bats at the ready.
And Bjorn is yelling, we've been attacked! We've been attacked!
Yeah.
And he's not really being very creative with it.
It's alright, I think they probably got the message, Bjorn. Tell them maybe to raise the sail. We need to get out of here.
Alright.
It doesn't change his allegiance to the people on the boat, however, so he is still on their side.
So he can't be ordered to attack.
No. And I will say, like, Bjorn, when we get to the boat, you just stay here and we'll make sure it's safe for you to come up, alright?
Okay.
Good on you. Well done. Thank you, Bjorn. Also not a concentration spell. Which is good.
All right. You sail out towards this boat, which I will now describe to you.
I have cast Charm Person twice. I've cast Healing Word once. I'm just going through my spell slots. And I have cast Sleep at a 3rd level once. Well. And so I'm just going to roll that Healing Word. One. +4, so not as bad as it could. Actually, it's +5 because I'm using my +1 thing. So I get 6 of those 10 back. So I'm back to 35. All right, carry on, Karen.
All right. You sail out of the cave towards the boat. It is nearly 90 feet long, with a
Big
draft
boat.
of 8 feet.
Wow. 2 masts? Or a
Does
single
not say.
mast?
I think just one.
It'll
Just
show
one
it on
mast.
the picture. Yeah.
Yes, just one mast.
90 feet's fairly long.
The
for a
name
single
of
mast.
the vessel is painted on both sides of the prow. It says the Sea Ghost.
Oh. Always wanted a sea ghost.
So it's 9 feet from the waterline to the deck of the ship as you sail towards it across the seas, across the river. And you know, it's the dim light of the night. You can see the details of the ship main deck, the forward of the mast. Another jolly boat is lashed to the deck with ropes. Aft of the mast is a hatch to the below decks area and a rope ladder climbing to the crow's nest above. 2 human figures are leaning against the rails in the mid-deck, staring out towards you in the darkness.
And it is dark. That's why I haven't bothered to disguise us none.
Yeah. To the fore and aft below the upper deck stand vague outlines of doors. You can also see ladders that lead to the upper decks. The aft one on the port side, the forward one on the starboard. And as you make your way towards the boat in the darkness, I think we will leave it there.
Nice. Very nice, Karen. Ready.
Alrighty. So you're making your way towards the Sea Ghost.
Yeah, heck yeah, we are.
Incapacitated a decent amount of the crew. I'm worried I've made it too easy for you.
I had a good plan.
You did have a good spell.
Sleep is such a good spell.
It is such a good spell. I love sleep.
Particularly for this sort of thing. Yeah, like
it's really good to have a area effect attack spell that is non-lethal, because it means you can cast it when you have friendlies in the range, because you're not actually hurting them. And like particularly if they've got the highest amount of hit points, they're probably not even going to be affected by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it works out really well.
Bishop Blood. I didn't realize we were friends. What a way to justify that. No, Ravensteel, I do not mind it at all.
Ravensteel, I appreciate it because I'm a quite inexperienced DM, and
I'm rubbish at remembering the rules for spells as well. I wasn't trying to be sneaky. I genuinely had forgotten that as well, but you were completely right. No, I don't mind that. You keep us honest.
You. Please, be on my back about the rules, because I don't know. I'm one of those people who I kind of tend to learn when I need to know. So I know a lot about like characters and systems that I've played or used. Yeah. But I don't think I've had a character that had Charm Person. So I don't really know how that spell works.
Except Beryl.
But I don't think I've used Charm Person really.
Whereas I'm burning through a lot of them today. Suddenly gets flooded with all these memories. Oh, it's you! How have you been? Yeah, I'm good. Got slashed up a bit recently, but otherwise excellent. Well, mateys, we do need to talk about our favorite moments. It's something we like to do here on Corsair's Cove. It's something we've borrowed from the dreaded GM. It's nice and affirming and cute, and we love it. And yeah, Karen did some amazing work today, and I was there too. So we should talk about that. Chat, if you have your favorite moments as well, please tell us what you thought we did well, or bits you particularly enjoyed. I can happily talk first. It's traditionally the player goes first, so I'll happily talk about me first. Karen, do you have a favorite me moment?
Ooh. Could we possibly have some slightly less anxiety-inducing music? I've got like scream going on. I'm like,
well, I'm playing smooth jazz.
Oh, why am I hearing stressful?
I'll turn it off and start over. How's that?
I'll just mute it on my end.
Yeah, I don't know why you're hearing that.
I'm still getting the high energy attack music on my end instead of smooth jazz. I feel
weird. All right, I'll stop the music, and then I will restart it. So Sirenscape is the people who do our music. And I say do, I mean I just use their program. That might have worked a bit better now. But yeah, they are. It's a really good service. But it's a little bit buggy.
Technically, I believe it's still a beta system.
Yeah.
So they're still working out the kinks.
I need to get in contact with them because I use it thoroughly. I love Sirenscape. I'm really good at it. I would say it would have been It would have to be the 22 sleight of hand with Trinity for catching the bat.
Oh my god, yes, that was great.
And the guy dying to crotch damage. Ravensteel, thank you very much. Spending the day napping, thank you.
Also a solid choice.
Yeah. I like to play hangovers out properly. Come on.
I did enjoy you going down to interrogate
Sam Ballot.
Didn't see that coming, so I had to kind of wing that one. So there were questions he would have answered to give you more specific information, but
I didn't ask the right questions?
You didn't ask the right questions.
Fair enough.
I kind of quickly decided what he did and didn't know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you didn't ask him what he did know.
That's all right. We've got Sigurd. Oh, we've got Bjorn. Bjorn's a very good friend of mine now.
He's a good friend. Though, notably, you're just sailing out there. You haven't actually asked him anything.
Oh, no, I intend to ask him questions when we've done, like when I've killed most of his friends. And I'm his only friend left, we're good friends now.
Yeah, you're such good friends. He's going to be so disappointed when he realizes you've betrayed him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've betrayed so many people. And you say you haven't cast Charm Person. You were the one who charmed all the people to get them in the boat.
Oh, yeah, I did do that.
Yeah, you did do that. It's a very useful spell. And I think it gets abused a little bit as well. It's not a you make them do whatever you want spell. It is actually just they are friends of yours now. Yeah. But a friendly acquaintance is not a slave. So,
Yeah.
He can't realize that if he dies first, exactly, hey, just stand in front of me. He'll probably be more comfortable here. Slits throat. Yeah, she was very lovely.
I also enjoyed you massively failing your constitution check to see how drunk you got. That was wonderful.
There's you, digital roller. Yeah, I was like, I'll roll for it. Oh, I shouldn't have rolled for it. I really enjoyed that actually as well, and I actually would say it's my favorite you moment because it became this whole thing. It became quite a narrative moment, and that's why failures are fun. Failures are interesting. I guess.
And it means I got to invent the Bottledown Blackout, the local moonshine.
That was really cool. I also really enjoyed your first combat as a DM. I think you did really well. You made some interesting choices and some you worked it really, really well. I was impressed.
Yeah. I was a little stressed, but you knocked 3 of them out straight up. So
that simplifies things radically, doesn't it?
It did simplify things a lot.
You didn't make it too easy. I think you made it interestingly complicated. Like when they said, hey, all right, sail out to us. I was like, I don't want to. Bad idea. I want to take or 10 of them on when they have the high ground. Lantern singles were cool. Yeah. Read Bishop Blood. Well, let's talk about Karen then. So I've said my favorite Karen moment. Karen, favorite self moment?
I had one and now I can't remember what it was. I did enjoy the Bottledown Blackout, which I already mentioned. I did enjoy you, instead of attacking him, you tried to charm him when he literally just cut you open and knocked you
across. It. That's a
just the impulse would have been to fight back, and you're like, no, I would have tried to charm.
No, because it's very much my plan. I've spent effort putting these 3 asleep. I don't want to have to wake one of them up to keep shouting, help, help, we're being attacked. This one is the one that was shouting being attacked. He's going to be keeping on doing that. Beryl had a plan.
And Ratnus is consistently going for the nuts.
Yeah. My favorite chat moment was the naming of Ratnus.
Naming of Ratnus, also excellent.
And
good work, chat.
Well handled DM. Let's throw it over to. I really liked your use of chat today.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a key thing that we do on Corsair's Cove, and I really like that you're doing it as well.
Trying to make everyone feel involved.
Yeah. When there's only 2 of us.
I did enjoy the 2 initiatives, so the 2 that didn't get knocked out were a 20.
And a 1.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Bishop Blood, I'm too busy DMing to write down favourite moments, okay? I'm trying to be better at remembering my favourite.
I think my favourite self moment was dealing with being drunk, and that whole thing was fun. I rolling for it, randomizing it, and that how it became a narrative was really fun for me. Well,
I like also that you got a pint and went and had a nap under a tree. Solid life choices.
Yeah. Got a pint, went and sit in the beer garden, have a sleep. Yes, Papa. Yes. Such a lovely baby. Well, we will go away from here now. So, Karen, tell me who the heck you are.
Hey, I am Karen. I'm sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies here on Twitch or over on Twitter, the Twitter, as Mitch likes to call it. I'm a performer and writer. I'm on Courses Cove Monday and Thursday nights at the moment. Obviously, Mano and Mano Monday nights, and then I'm Kesh in the Humblewood on Thursday nights. Exciting.
Ravensteel says the DM style is very unique and I'm loving it. Mano a Mano has become one of my favorite D&D things to watch and participate in. And this is the fun thing, because it can be participative. I've watched Twitch plays D&D, and I find it a bit slow, because you're having to interact with people who are like 20 seconds behind you, and yeah, it's just difficult to run, whereas this, I think, splits the difference between it. And I like to use chat. When I started playing on Roll for Damage and they had the chat commands for it, I was like, oh, heck yeah. And I immediately became the DM that used that more than anybody else on the channel.
I also like chat doing some of the rolls, because it means if some of them are shit, it's not my fault.
Yeah. The trick of it is, and I had to teach this to Rhythm when he was running games, you don't want to throw a roll to chat that could be like really, like, that could generate bad things. Like you don't want to be able to blame something that doesn't come out nice, you know? But the interactivity helps differentiate from a podcast, which it otherwise would be. Thank you, Bishop Blood. I agree completely, yeah.
Yeah, and if you wanted to listen to podcasts, you could go listen to There Be Dragons, in which Josh and I both donate our voices. I play Ryland Westfall, a dragonborn warrior.
And I play the infamous and deadly pirate Scanfelspar and his little dragon, Rush.
But you can also go listen to all our old episodes on YouTube as well.
If you want a less interactive experience.
You don't want to have the pressure of interactivity. Though always feel free to ignore us if we ask you to roll and you're like, no, I don't want the responsibility.
No, that's fine as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Exclamation mark lurk.
It's the thing I like about Twitch more. It's like, because I started playing on Twitch and I was like, I hecking love this. This is really fun, and I particularly because my background is live performance, so I come to it. And most of my players are also live performance actors as well. That's where we all come from. And D&D is very popular in the acting community because it's acting. And
we're like pretending to be crazy characters and making immature decisions in a risk-free environment.
Yeah. But yeah, that ability to interact with your audience in basically real time and get them to be able to do this. I have worked on live D&D stuff, like something we were trying to do, which is more than just, because I've seen D&D played live. I've seen D&D played live and acted out. There is in Perth something called Improv D&D, which is a group that basically they're improvisational actors. Tristan McInnes, who has played on the channel, is one of them. And I need to actually get a bunch of them involved because this is totally their jam. And Tristan played with Karen in Academy of Xandar. And Tristan's great, and demonstrably really good at it, and it's really fun. And somebody came to me and said, hey, I want to do this, but I want the audience interactivity to be stepped up way more. And that was what was pitched to me, and I was like, so basically I sat down with the two of them, and we rewrote the rules for 5e, simplified it down, and worked out a way that the audience could be re-involved. And we all agreed on it, and then they brought in a fourth person who disagreed completely. And I said, well, I don't agree with you, so you guys can take my thoughts or not, and they decided not to. And I'm like, that's fine. I've already got this. It hasn't gone any further since, so they ignored me and they lost out on it. And now I'm here doing this, and I'm genuinely not salty about it. I just think it's funny. I'm like, you ignored me and you were wrong to do so. There we go. What a surprise. It turns out I know what I'm doing, and because none of them had the faintest idea how to go about it. They were like, this is a good idea. I don't know how to do it, but Josh might. I'm like, I do. This is what you do. And they're like, we don't like that idea. I'm like, well, then you're wrong. Anywhoozy, what's it? Madame and Monsieur, Dame under Herren and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion. I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my channel, Courses Cove, where I play D&D, and on Friday night you can find me over on Phoenixy Wacky for their 2-year anniversary playing one-shot roulette, and I think they are still generating the characters for that right now, so we should raid them.
We should raid them. That would be excellent.
That would be fun. Swag will be over there as well. Swag will be coming and playing a one-shot here in a couple of weeks on One Shot Wednesday. I mean, what were you even thinking? Gosh.
How dare you have opinions?
Yeah. Look. I do many things, but most of them are here right now. And I'm really excited about the future for the channel. I'm really excited about the friends we've made and the followers we've gained and our subs and our friends in chat. I'm having a ball. I love doing it. And
you guys have been great.
Back tomorrow night talking about RPGs for Tactics Tuesday, which is our new thing, where we go into the sort of the nitty-gritty of how a different system works, and I'm basically spending time exploring different systems. Last week was Battletech, and it's impenetrable as all fuck. So we're not going to be using that one, which is a shame, because it's a nice idea, and I want to run games in the universe, but I don't think I'll be using that system to do it. In a couple of weeks, I'm hoping to have Brendan on as a guest for that as well, and we could talk about a different system he's found that he thinks might work for that system, for Battletech, which is exciting. But tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about Cairn, which we'll get into tomorrow. Then Thursday night, back for more Humblewood, and more Humblewood on Monday night next. So this is actually a bit of a thing. We might be back for, I actually haven't brought this up with Karen before, but Mano and Mano Monday is going to be taken up for the next couple of weeks. And for the foreseeable future. So, we actually don't have a game booked for Wednesday next. Would you like to do Mano a Mano Wednesday? Do a one-shot Wednesday to finish this situation?
This bit off? Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
This little bit of the arc, and then we can put Mano a Mano on hold for a couple of weeks while we Humblewood it up. Yeah? Does that work for you, my love?
Yeah. So
Alrighty.
Mano a Mano will be on Wednesday next
Back
week.
for next Wednesday.
But still come on Monday because there will be cool stuff happening. Just not this cool stuff.
Even cool. Even, I will go so far as to say, because we are having the Flocks and Fire crew for more Humblewood to resolve the whole issue with Helvig and Jude and Nevermore Entrich. Back at the Avian building, Helvig a metal body. The first Warforged in the world. How exciting. So we should go and raid Phoenix Iwaki now, guys.
Yes.
They are generating characters for one-shot roulette on Friday evening. Swag is over there, along with John and a couple of other peeps. So we'll do that. Throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell them where you came from. Ned Donovan, I didn't receive the email at last I checked. So yeah, please send it again, or just check the thing you are sending it to is Corsairs Cove, all one word, @gmail.com.
I have just put it in chat if you want to copy paste.
Excellent. And it turns out the other people can now email us as well.
No spam.
Please don't. But otherwise, we'd love to hear from you. We will go away from here now. Chuck the favorite raid emotes up in chat. Tell them where you came from, and we will see you hopefully next time. They are, it's Swag and Patch from Quest Junkies UK. How exciting. Alrighty. Well, we'll go over there now. Say goodbye, Karen.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.